in Atlanta, Georgia, here for the Roger Racing Engines Cup Series race, second race of the season. We will now throw it to Jade Bird and Mike Senior, who will kick us off with the pre-race show.
Thank you, Larson. Yes, here it is. Last week, unfortunately, I missed it. I'm here now. I have Jade with me. Hey, Jade, how you doing, buddy? Check your mic, Jade. You're a little bit broken up there, buddy.
Tiny bit of lag.
All right, try that again.
Yeah, there we go. All right, Jade.
Okay.
Well, there we go. How you doing, buddy? You ready for this?
Oh, I'm always ready. Atlanta has always kicked my rear end. So hopefully it's better tonight.
Right, I can understand that, but here we are, folks. Just real quick, we'll do a quick recap of last week a little bit before we start talking to some of the drivers that are here. Atlanta, we're here, Atlanta Motor Speedway. This race here is 50%, 3 times wear stages. The length is 1.52 miles. Also, the banking is 24 degrees, and your straightaway is 5 degrees. And here's a little history, because I love to throw a little bit of history and things. When I was looking at some of the research and stuff for this, the actual track was the front and back stretches were inverted when it was reconstructed. Then, at that point, the actual track, before it was actually changed over from an oval to a quad oval, the track was actually 1.54. So it was a little bit bigger, than what it is now. And it's awesome to find out little facts and things like that. I love to throw in. But no, folks, we're here pre-race. We got some of the drivers here. We got some of the hot seat drivers here. And first, we'll touch base with Dash. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing very good. How about you, Mike?
Oh, very good. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to see what I can do out there tonight. It's gonna be really fun. Saw what these guys. Some of these guys actually could do in the Xfinity race last night, and it looked pretty good. We had some good runs there. Obviously, it's a lot of people getting into other people. It's pretty messy, but it's gonna get it's gonna get cleaned up. It's gonna get cleaned up with these guys coming up, and maybe, just maybe, if these guys have great runs, these 7 guys can come up, and we'll have even stack of guys in both series here.
Yeah, Dash, you're right. That's just so everybody knows that there are 7 hot seat drivers in this race tonight at Atlanta. They have an opportunity that this is that kind of thing. Is either you can shine and get an opportunity to join a team and be in the Cup Series with everybody else, and that's a great opportunity for them to become start to get up in the upper series where they want to be. And some of these guys are really good drivers, and I know that Do the Do is actually my Xfinity driver, and you've given him an opportunity to tag up with your team in Wolfpack, and then guys, and not Wolfpack. I apologize, I got that confused a little bit. But and he's got his hot seat for Jardy. There we go. That's better, guys. Sorry about that. That was a little off. I'm still new, trying to get everybody worked out and where's where. So I apologize for that. And it's a great opportunity for everybody. So speaking of that, since I kind of screwed that one up a little bit, Jardy, so how you doing, buddy? You ready?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Sounds good. What do you think? What do you think's going to happen? You got. I think it's about 16. Well, actually, I'm not sure. I believe Jade. How many people total tonight? 16 to 20.
There's going to be about 21 drivers in the race tonight. A little less than last night.
See, there you go. That makes a difference too, and it's going to take that patience. And I see, as I was talking before I kind of got that a little confused for teams. As I said, now I see you giving one of my Xfinity drivers their opportunity to drive for you in the Cup side for a hot seat, and that's he did a great job last night for me, and I give him praise for that because he came all the way from the back of the side of the field at Atlanta and finished 3rd for me. So definitely congratulations on that. So Jay, what do you got? Any input, buddy?
My input tonight is these Cup guys. I gush about them all the time. They are the best of the best that our league has to offer, and I can only say that with the utmost certainty because of the level of talent that we've been at with other leagues. We've been in leagues like NASCAR and Pro, and we've been in smaller leagues, and this group of Cup guys have always risen to the top, and I'm very proud of all of them. New guys we got coming into, we got 7 hot seats tonight. That's a lot. That's a lot of people trying to make their claim that they're ready to come to Cup. So I'm interested to see how everybody's going to do tonight. 162 laps. It's going to be a doozy.
That's a long race. I mean, that's a lot of tire wear. That's a lot of patience. You know, there's going to be those different kind of strategies. Who's going to save tires? Who can? Who can't? You know what I mean? It's going to be very interesting to see how it works out. I'm looking forward to this because I missed last week at Daytona, and I'm looking forward to watching you guys race because I'm kind of excited just to see how you guys race together because I've heard a lot of that. You know, there's that lot of respect and that lot of give and take that I preach so much on the Xfinity side that you guys have accomplished, and it's great by doing that. But you've also been together for years too. So that's a big, that's a big plus. But real quick, before we talk, we got a couple of people popped in here. We'll talk to. I just wanted to go over a couple from last week. Just real recap. Your Daytona winner was Secure the Peace. Congratulations on that. That victory. That was awesome. And at the points right now, I'm only going to do the top 5, so I don't tie up too much time at this point. Because it is still early in the season. Secure the Pieces with 53, and Jarrett Reese is right there behind him with 53 points. You got Connor M. I'm sorry, Connor, if you're here, because of the fact that I can't quite say your name, so I'm not going to hack it up. We'll make that. He's at 47. You got Rick Finley at 45, and you got Charlie Irwin at 43. I mean, the points are close right now because it's only been the first race this season. I mean, tonight will really start changing things because now, after Daytona is a wild card, now Atlanta and the rest that goes on from here on out, you got to buckle down. You got, it's a long haul from here to the playoffs. So that that's what I'm looking at now is that who's going to buckle down and who's going to be willing, who's in it for the long haul, and that's what's going to take to win a championship. Now your team points, you got Wolfpack Motorsports with 141. Then you got Burge Penske with 117. You got Fatal Motorsports at 105. You got Cam Racing at 85. You got Rogers Racing Engines at 64. Now that's all going to change again. That's just just a little bit of a highlight of how the racing was. You could kind of tell how the racing was at Daytona by the points where they where they're set up and how they come out of there. So I mean this is going to be anybody's game. It's Atlanta. It's different. It's it's going to be tight. You're going to have to learn all that. But now we got that all out of the way. Now let's really get into this. So I see that we have a few people in it, and there's one person I definitely particularly want to talk to because she is definitely one of my favorites because she was one of my development drivers, and to see where she's come up and what she's accomplished over the time frame. Emily, you there? Emily?
It's not Emily.
I don't think it's Emily.
Oh, it's Steve. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Steve, then I apologize,
Emily,
sir.
Emily runs Cup. Bush.
Oh, I'm looking at the mirror. I am sorry. Is Steve there? Actually, I would love to say hi to Steve.
I'm here.
All right, buddy. I'm sorry. I looked at that. I automatically saw it, and I thought it was Emily. I apologize. How are you doing, sir? It's been a long time since I've talked to you.
I'm doing great, man.
That's awesome to hear. I mean, I'm glad that. That's great that you're in here. That's awesome. I cannot wait to see you race because I don't think I've actually ever seen that yet. So that's gonna be great to see. And I'm glad to be here with you guys. And thank you, Steve, for everything as well. Because this is your series and you sponsor it, and you definitely deserve the the credit for you willing to. It's not easy sponsoring something like this because you just never know what happens. So. But other than that. You're welcome. So, Jay, what else you got, buddy?
So, basically, I'm just... Oh, I just lost my train of thought there.
See, it happens, don't it?
Yeah, because I was trying to answer a text back really quick to a driver. Let's take a minute. I know Blitz is in here somewhere.
Yeah, please, no. Whoever I missed and whoever you think, yeah, please, no. Help me out here, buddy.
Blitz, you around there, bud?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to getting this FMS, Chevy to the front here at the Fold of Honor.
Yeah, it's Blitz. You've always been you've always been a faithful member of Fatal for me, and it's always been an honor. I've been running with you for, it'll be 5 years here next month. How does it make you feel, Blitz?
Yeah.
5 years we've been together.
Well, I'm probably one of the, the older drivers in the bunch, and trying to keep up with these, young bucks and everything. And it's always been a challenge, but, the way I see it, when timing and preparation comes together equals success. So I'm definitely looking forward, to seeing what I can do tonight.
Well, you and I are running a very similar setup. So I'm interested to see, because I think your average lap time's a little bit faster than mine, so we're going to see how this goes here tonight.
Yeah, well, that's, without traffic. Considering, when we're only used to running, maybe 12, 13 cars, 21 definitely presents more obstacles than what I'm accustomed to. But we'll see what we can get going here.
Absolutely. I always enjoy sharing the track with you, Blitz. I was telling other people, the road to the Cup Series isn't paved off winning races, and it's not paved through immediate results. You can still be a slower guy and come up the Cup. And I use you as an example, and I know that sounds horrible right now, but let me explain.
I'll take that as a backhanded compliment.
The thing is with you, Blitz, is that you are the most respectful driver I've ever met. The fact of I can hear you say in every race, somebody's coming and it's a lot faster than you, and you know that you're only gonna hold them up if you battle, or you hear a leader coming, or you hear like second, third place coming, and they're catching the leader. You're like, when you get to me, tell me where to go, and you get out of their way. You let them have their lane.
Yeah, I hope that later on down in the season it pays off in dividends. So if I ever get the opportunity, that they would return the favor, and such, because like I said, I don't want to impede anybody's progress by any means. So it's kind of like I seem to wash more or scratch more people's backs than they do mine, but that's only because I'm not the greatest. But hey, it's the fact of just being persistent and having the determination and will to win.
Oh man, where can I sign you?
He's off limits.
I think Jade's got me to a lifetime contract or something like that.
Chris, I'm telling you, man, what it will come. Trust, that is how I drive. I am sometimes more willing to give than take. Sometimes it bites me because of, sometimes I am a little more forgiving than I should be, or a little more forceful than I should be. But in the end, I'm a prime example. Just keep doing what you're doing, because of it will definitely show up in the long run. It is the long haul. That's for sure. But just keep doing what you're doing, buddy. You don't have, as Jay put it this way, you don't have to necessarily be a winning car. It's the respect and the dignity around you that represent no matter what position that you stand in. And that could actually make you a winner in the long run.
Yeah, most definitely. Patience, timing, is everything.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. Thanks, Blitz, for talking to us, as always. I appreciate you.
Again, thank you for having me. Hopefully we can do this more often than not.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to slide over to, we talked to Mr. Reese already. We're going to talk to Mr. Alex Van Hevey. I know he's around here somewhere.
Oh, I'm definitely here for this.
Oh. I wanted to tell you, I was talking with Blitz earlier, and he gave one heck of a compliment. He said we were fantastic in the booth last night, called the race perfect. He really enjoys watching the races the next day. So, I wanted to throw that out there.
I love doing it. I love doing it.
I do too. We talked it up all season long last season, getting excited for it. It's so much fun. I think I get more excited to call the races than I do racing sometimes.
See? I told you this before, that sometimes that, we all love to race. But when you actually add that other dynamic of actually, once you get used to get rid of the butterflies and that, and you start actually getting into a rhythm in broadcasting and things like that, it's something that is a totally different, aspect of what you do. And two, you'd be surprised what you can learn by watching some other people race.
Absolutely. So, the big question, are you ready for Atlanta tonight?
Yeah, I think so. I think I found the right setup for my Camaro for tonight.
So too, and you also got two teammates that are hot seating tonight. How do you feel about that?
I'm pretty excited for both of them, to be honest. I talked to Johnny a little bit ago, and we were talking, and he seems pretty excited, and he thinks there's, you know, a big weight on his shoulders and stuff, and I just told him, once you get through the first 10, 15 laps, you won't even notice there's weight on your shoulders. It's just another race.
Just another race, just another lap.
Right on, boss.
Absolutely. Well,
so
thanks,
once you get in that rhythm.
Yep. Well, thank you, buddy. We're gonna try to get through everybody here.
Yep.
No problem.
I tied up a little bit too long, but I tried not to.
It's all good. Trying to look real quick who else is in here that we haven't talked to yet.
With Maddie, we haven't talked to him yet, I don't think.
Maddie left again. I think he's getting ready for the race.
Okay.
I think that was everybody.
I think that was everybody.
I think we did. Now that I'm looking through the list, I think actually, I think we do everybody. Hi guys. Who's that?
Dude.
Oh, no, that's right. We didn't really. I mentioned you. We didn't. I'm sorry, but see, wow, what an owner am I? Wow.
What's going on, dude?
No, because I mentioned him and I didn't. No, I actually really didn't touch base with him. I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah, no, please do. I apologize for that, buddy. So, are you ready for your hot seat?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Well, I mean, when you got 7 guys messaging you about running tonight, how does that make you feel? Besides the fact that it was annoying.
I mean,
the phone kept going off.
Yeah, I couldn't answer one faster than the other one could ask. But no, it feels good. You know, it is what it is, and you know, I'm just ready to go out there and run some laps with the big dogs and see how I go. You know, I'm most likely going to win this race tonight, and I'm not being cocky. I'm just confident in that Chevy Camaro. I got a lot more confidence than I did in that Yoda last night. But
yeah, but I had the true test, my friend, was even though that you may be a fond of a certain manufacturer, the fact is that you can drive.
That's what I'm saying. Like Kid Rock said, it ain't cocky if you can back it up.
I'm at least going to make somebody say wrong.
Yeah.
But
in all reality, I'm just shooting for top 3. Even if I gotta, run over Techfeld to do it, I'm gonna do it. But it was a joke. It was a joke.
I know, buddy.
But nah, he's pretty quick. He taught me everything there is to know about Atlanta, so I'm going after it tonight, and who knows?
Well, I've had you. You've been around me for quite a while, and I know that's why I kind of, when I asked you for Xfinity, I know what your capabilities are, and I believe Jardy has made a great choice in for a hot seat, and I wish you the best of luck, but we'll get him.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Oh, and if I get into anybody, I'm sorry. Knoxville Nationals are tonight, so I'll probably be watching that too.
Oh, so I think I texted you about that too. Stay focused.
Yeah,
right.
But thanks for having me, y'all.
All right, well, the drivers here, we have to go get ready. We have to go get in the Discord call so I can get invites out for qualifying. I do want to say to the drivers that are watching, good luck tonight. Good luck to all the drivers in the party. It's gonna be a good race, I think, and I hope I don't lag out of this one like I did the last Atlanta race. So
yeah, Atlanta's been pretty elusive for you here.
Yeah.
Don't jinx yourself, Jay.
I managed to win in Atlanta, but it's one of those tracks that I can do really well and something stupid happens at the end, or I just do horrible, or I just don't even get to make the race.
What it's going to take is that patience a little bit.
Last season.
Yep. Last season it almost cost me a championship, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
all right, folks, we're
good luck,
gonna
everybody.
let these guys, all these drivers that are in here, you know, they got to go get themselves squared away. We're gonna go ahead and do our transfer over and get everything all organized and situated. And guys, good luck.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck, everyone.
Yeah, good luck.
We'll bring it back up top above the racetrack. Sit here waiting for qualifying to get started for y'all tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Larson. I believe that it's gonna be this is gonna be a great race to call. I'm looking forward to working with you.
It'll definitely be an interesting race. You got this 1.5 mile track. This is one of the few tracks on this game that tire wear is actually a big thing, where your tires might wear before fuel. So it's going to be interesting to see the tire strategies, especially towards the end and for stages, because you could easily short pit somebody and get a lead, but it's all the matter of saving those tires for the long runs. The people that can save the tires the most are going to be the faster on the long runs.
Yeah, and I mean I agree with that 100% because I was in the Xfinity race last night, and I mean even though the horsepower and stuff like that and the way the cars drive are a little bit different, it still was the same factor. I mean, and you can only if with as fast as some of a lot of drivers are and how quickly they really can be, it's tough to save tires. It really is, because as soon as you start giving that little bit up, those guys are right up on top of you, and you know now you got even more issues. So I mean, it's tough to save in Atlanta because everybody's so fast here.
No doubt on that, and I mean, once your tires are ate up, you're going back too. So it'll be.
Oh yeah, no, and I tried it last night, and it didn't.
Gotta,
I mean, I tried to, you know, at the last part, you know, part of it, I did actually stretch almost 3 laps and a half further than the leaders did, but it didn't do me no good in the long run because of I still had to pit, and at that rate, they're already you know flying at that point because their tires are starting to warm up. So it's going to be interesting on the 2-tire, 4-tire, gas only kind of deal. Plus, you got, as I said, it's a big field. It's 21 drivers, you know.
that is correct.
So that invitation that we just got, buddy, is that for the qualifying or is that for the race?
That's for qualifying for sure.
All right. So okay. We're not going to qualifying, correct?
We can just to watch if you would like. I think I will.
That's up to you.
Let's see.
Okay. So we'll just hang. I mean, just let us know when the qualifying is done, and we'll just keep. And that way, we'll go from there. I guess I'm still trying to get used to the format on how, you know, if you guys do people watch qualifying.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for them in the lobby to get everybody in there.
Larson, so I mean, you raced with us last night, didn't you?
I was there. Yes, it was.
Now to say, I mean,
interesting.
We'll just cover with we'll just do a little recap of the Busch Series. I mean, that was. For what the size field we had, the qualifying was great. The actual race itself was great. The only thing I believe that we ran into, in my opinion, was the fact is that I believe that we may have stayed in that lobby a little bit too long. You know, because there was some, you know, real glitches that we ran into, and it was kind of, you know, hinky, we could put it. I guess you could say, you know, with some of the stuff. But other than that, the guys, for being, you know, that size of the field, it was a great job. I mean, I was very impressed, actually.
Yeah, it was an interesting race. There was a lot of inexperience going on, and there was a lot of gamemanship going on in restarts. I think it just caused a big thing. I think that'll be one of the bigger difference is the restarts here. They might be a little bit crazy, but I think there's going to be more organized. So I'm definitely looking forward to some more green flag runs. I definitely don't think there'll be a lot of cautions until people are getting low on tires and are getting a little slidey.
Yeah.
So I think there's part of me that's like that could have been done, but I think it's just there's also just you got a lot of people that maybe don't do this as much as other people. So I think that definitely made a big gap last night compared to what we might see tonight.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I agree 100% because the fact is that Xfinity has a lot of new drivers that have not been around each other driving, you know what I mean, consistently. Now you've got the Cup guys, which some of these guys have been around for 5 years together racing. That's a long time racing each other and knowing what their habits are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does their car sometimes what will throw you off is that sometimes their car will be a little loose starting off, so you don't press them so much, or it's tight, so you know what I mean? As that give and take, that the respect that all the guys over years have been together. Now Xfinity, that you have to develop with the guys. And as time goes on, believe me, I wouldn't, because when so then I will be able to take some of the inexperienced and help them out a little bit. That will weigh the experienced guys that are in Xfinity will have a little more breathing room and you know what I mean? Know that, okay, I can, we can actually race, you know what I mean? So, I mean, but in general, it was a lot of it was what I saw, Larson, was the fact that it was the closing rates that threw people off. You know what I mean? With some of the 4 wide and 3 wide situations, if, because of the fact, even though they may have been on the gas, but in a draft in Atlanta, because draft is actually kind of very important here in Atlanta in a lot of ways, they closed up too quick, and there was nothing they could do about it at that point in time, as I've probably experienced. I know I've experienced it. You've probably been there, so. But I mean, I'm excited for this. I'm fortunately, as I said, I missed last week. I'm glad that I have. I'm very much appreciative you, Larson, being here because of the fact of being is that you help in a way that I'm old. I'm not so tech savvy like other people are. You know what I mean? So that made a huge difference to help me out, to help us out actually, because we are a team, buddy. That is for sure. Then I believe that in all ways.
I definitely enjoy broadcasting. I think this just kind of brings me back to when I would do stuff like this for my high school, and just gives me kind of a different way, like it was said earlier in the pre-race, that broadcasting also kind of gives a different view of things and can also show some things that you might be able to learn. Obviously, it's different because being in the Busch Series, the Busch Series races first, so unless I'm doing a hot seat, there wouldn't be any reason.
It's the it's gonna come. It's the experience to the inexperience, and that's from last night to tonight. That's what you're gonna see tonight. Is that these guys, they know that they can push certain limits and they can't push certain limits. The Xfinity Series, because it is so many versatile of people not been together for a while or have raced together at all, you kind of lack that kind of like cooperation. It is actually really cooperation, and then to make a race work of this size, in this. You have to work as a team all the way up until the point where, just like anything else, then it's not a team anymore. You know what I mean? If it's a win, it's a win. You know what I mean? And I believe that these guys are gonna do that. Right now we're the final.
We're going to be spectating qualifying here, actually, so we'll get.
I didn't know. Okay, thank you. Yeah,
that's my bad. I was letting you finish up there, but
no, thank you. Don't interrupt me if you have to, buddy, because sometimes I can ramble on.
Yeah. So qualifying, the big thing here is just going to be about draft. If you ever seen group qualifying before in the Real Cup Series when they had to get rid of it when this package came, the big thing is going to be the draft. Whoever's closest to around the 10th place and can keep a draft, they're going to be the people to watch to get the pole. About right now, it looks like around where this 9 car is, I believe. So we'll just sit here, watch qualifying as we go around. But another thing about this track is pit road. I think this is, to me, one of the tougher pit roads just because of the tire wear and how touchy this apron can be. So another thing to keep an eye out when we have green flag pit stops is when people come down to pit road, are they getting low enough? Are they able to get it slowed up enough to where when they do have to get down to the apron, the tires aren't going to spin out on them? So that'll be another big topic that we're going to be watching today, along with the tires.
The apron. You're right. I'm glad you covered that, buddy, because I was just thinking that as soon as you say that, I'm like, yep, I caught that apron once.
That apron is not a fun apron here, especially. I think I think it's shown in the cups or in the real life racing for sure.
Right.
Got a little bit of action in qualifying already. This is going to be interesting. But
yeah, no, please go on, buddy. I'm gonna let you because you know a lot of these guys. So run down, do the live stuff, and I'll pitch in here and there.
Yeah.
Please be my guest because you guys said you have more experience with these guys and know who's who and what's what, and we'll work this right out. This will be awesome. I'm actually getting in now to qualify. I was actually behind the schedule.
Yeah, it's all good. But we'll give another some things. This yellow line on this track, you're going to see a lot of guys trying to get to that yellow line. It's one of those things where you can push it as far as you can, but if you see someone push it too far, you'll definitely see when they do push it too far because they'll either be spinning out or sliding out. We're watching Jade here. He's doing pretty well in turn 1. As you can see, coming off of turn 1, you're going to see a lot of guys sliding up. Turn 1 at Atlanta, it's kind of iffy for some people. They usually have to slide up to the wall before they get to the straightaway, but you're going to be seeing a lot of that, especially people behind the leader just to keep a draft. This draft is going to be very important, more so on the backstretch, just because that's how you can get a good toe down the straightaway. There could be 2 different grooves that show up. It might depend on tire wear and all that, but if you get some people up on that high line, I know yesterday we had some good 2-wide action up at the front when we had people organized, so that'll be another interesting thing to watch for this race.
I'm watching these guys on the top 5 of these guys who qualify, and they're not wasting no time. They don't care. They think it's the race right now. They think they're definitely putting it down now.
I think they're definitely just trying to make sure they're being a little curious and trying to help each other out, maybe get a lap. I don't think 4 wide is going to help as they were for a second there. But
I mean, that's that take it, when you hear that 4 wide kind of deal, Marcin, I mean, you have 2 choices. You can stay in it, and hopefully someone else backs out, or you may be able to take that. Looks like Jade may have done that, and take that initiative. Say, okay, I qualify. I'm going to back out a little bit and let I got what I got to get, and let these guys do it.
I think another big thing I saw from that is going to be a big thing is how aggressive these drivers will. There's going to be a lot of opportunities when people slide up if they can't make a corner to get under somebody, so it's going to be interesting to see how passes are made through that. I do know from the Busch race last night, a lot of passes were made by people getting up off that yellow line, so that yellow line's going to be crucial for the long runs, but I think
there's a little bit of contact there. There's a little bit of issues there in qualifying. 20 got into the wall, buddy. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm just watching the action.
It's all good. It's just a little bit of qualifying that's not. That's kind of why I'm not bringing attention to it. Just going to let them.
Well, I'm just telling you. All right.
Yeah, just something to put something on the screen while we wait for the actual race here.
Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. Okay. Well, thank you, Lars. I mean, I said it's our first time together. I'm still getting accustomed to working with, a new individual, broadcasting, stuff like that. So, but on that, I mean, it's going to take, it's really going to take in the end when this comes to when the green flag drops, is that who is willing to know that, okay, this car is going to get kind of really squirrely really quick because of the tire wear, and be able to, you got to give a spot, but not be so aggressive to cause an issue. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And be willing to give and take, because it is a long race, and that's why I enjoy the 50% races. I was just doing a league we ran 100%. It changed the dynamic of a lot of people can run a fast lap. A lot of people can run that 25% race 2 times wear, but now run it 100% 3 times wear, and then now you really got to work for it.
Yeah. And we'll jump in here. Qualifying did just end, so
I just noticed that.
I'll let you stay in, let us know who the poll is, but I'm going to hop out and wait for the lobby to start.
Okay. And you'll send me an invite. Is how it works? See if I'm still working towards that. Is that how that works?
I'll let Jade and people in the Discord know to send us invites. I already have one, but...
Okay, no, that's fine. Just make sure that as long as I get an invite so I can jump in with you when we start this. All right, let's find out where we're at here. Who's going to end up with the pole for this week for Atlanta? A lot of great racing there.
I think hearing now, I think Jade Bird might have got the pole for the second.
Yeah, I couldn't quite see it because the time was clicking down, and I actually was in the race lobby.
Yeah.
So I jumped out.
So I think Jade is going to be starting on the pole for the second week in a row. That's going to be crucial. I think that'll definitely help him be able to dictate the pace of the race just a little bit, and I think people will be able to get behind him and go at the pace that he's going to be going at.
Well, yeah, and that's what it will take for the first part of this because of you're going to have to give that. Okay, yeah, maybe if you can make the pass, great, wonderful. Yeah. But if you push outside your means of what the car is going to do, then that's going to change the whole issue of what's going to happen. So I'm hoping. I agree. I believe that if Jade has the right, has the opportunity to be able to set that pace, I'm hoping that they're just gonna they're gonna work together and see what happens, and then when they get those tires up, then that's where it's gonna go.
Yep. So we'll take a small break as we wait for the race here. I think we'll be getting into it here in a quick few seconds. I think they're trying to get a few people in here late from qualifying.
All right. So, yeah, because I just received the invitations for.
And I would like to also mention that we do have Steve up here in the booth again. He will be watching with us. We might get him in for a question here and there. He's definitely a good driver analyst. He's not actually driving, but he's kind of like our Larry McReynolds. So.
Oh yeah, Steve. Yeah, I'm actually really excited to have Steve with us. He's always so quiet, though. But on that note, I mean, yeah, actually, while we got a minute, while waiting for everybody,
all right, we can join, guys.
Engines for their support.
We can join, guys.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
And for the support in this series and the league and all that he does, and we thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright, so we will get started here shortly. We'll get this load up and we should be able to get in for the start of the race again. Jade Bird is going to be sitting on that pole second week in a row. We got a good field here tonight. I think we're missing some from the initial lineup, but that's going to be alright. I think it'll work itself out. Maybe just a little bit of less drivers might be able to make it easier for some of the people that are racing today. But we'll just have to see how that is. But we'll get them
we definitely got to keep an eye on those 7 hot seat drivers too, kind of sort of, because those guys they're gunning for a seat in the Cup Series and in the elite,
I will say that.
We'll see.
That 41 of Ivan, he is starting in third. He's going to be behind Jade coming out of turn 2 right now. So that's definitely going to be one of the hot seat drivers I'm watching to possibly spoil the party for these Cup drivers. Last week it was Mercy. This week it's going to be Vibes. That's going to be the guy to watch if you're looking for a hot seat winner this week.
Yeah.
But Jade Bird's going to lead him off at turn 4.
I'm going to throw that out there real quick because I'm actually kind of wondering how my Xfinity driver on the Xfinity side does, because
we got a 3-wide situation as you're going there. We got people jockeying for position. Sorry for cutting you off there, but we got
no, go ahead, yo. It's on you now, buddy. I'll fill in when I got it.
Yeah. But we got 3 wide in some parts behind Jade, but behind Jade is the 41 of Vibin. Behind that is the 3 of Ethan Bergloff. That's your top 3 right now. We're going to stick with Jade up in the front.
Oh, we got some. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm running some contact. We got some contact between the 9 and the 4, and actually we had a spinner on the coming out of turn 4. The 24 was spinning in the grass. There's a little bit of still though. It looks like they're clean and green at this point. There's no caution come out.
It does look like I think just one car spinning isn't going to bring it out. But we're looking up at the front. We got Connor McInerney. He's pushing the 41 of Vibin right up to Jay Bird, and that's where this draft is coming in. Jade Bird definitely had about a 0.5 to a 0.7 second lead. That's already down to where they're on his bumper and they're looking for the lead already. So
Yeah,
that's
we
going
got
to be
further
how
back of the
important
field. Sorry,
this
buddy.
track.
The 88 and the 48. We got some action back there. The 3 wide back there, and they're definitely jostling up. We had another incident. Sorry, Bob. I'm trying to fill in through the accidents so everybody can catch what's going on in the end.
It's all good. 48 of Alex Manny. He had some bad luck last week. He looks like he was involved. We'll go through the field here just to see who's all in the back. The 19 is Tex Pelt. He is a hot seat driver. He's racing around Jardy and Jarrett Reese, and also the 4 car of Anthony Trippi. Those guys looking like they're just trying to stay out of the mess right now. We're up to Keith Ayers, who's running in this lead pack. The 41 of Vibin has taken the lead, so that's going to be the first laps of a hot seat driver leading in this race. He's pulling along the 43 of Connor McInerney, and the 8 car of Do the Do. He's another hot seat driver that you might want to look for. So you got 2 hot seat drivers in the top 3 right now, along with the 12 of Brandon
you can throw a blanket on those top 7, 10 cars. I mean, they are not holding anything back, Larson.
They're not.
They're putting their foot right in it, and they're doing a great job, because that is some 2x2 by 2x2 racing, and they're getting it done.
And they're all jockeying for position. They're letting people get under them if they are there. You got the 12 of Brandon Bergloff. He was looking under the 43 of Connor McInerney just for a little bit there. Keith Ayers trying to make that high line work. It's kind of helping, but I think just coming off the corner, the low line is definitely a lot for him to handle. You got the 2 of Secure the Perks. He's looking to get under Keith Ayers there. He's going to move him a little bit up the track. He's going to go to 3rd place and potentially 2nd place behind his teammate Brandon Bergloff, as Connor McInerney ends up sliding up high. You got Jade Bird. He's going to go under Perks. He's going to be looking for the lead here shortly, it looks like. You got the 20 as well of Alsville. You got a lot of these hot seat drivers. They're representing in this top 8 right now, I believe. I believe
when something
three
gives
of
you,
them.
you take full advantage of it, and that means you drive your best, give it your best, shot, and you'd be surprised what can really happen. And now they're actually, if you look back through the field, they're still jostling up 2, 3, 4 wide, and they're trying to sort it out. Looks like there's a bunch of, they were getting a little bit squirrely there, but they got it sorted out. Now they're back to 2x2.
Yeah, it looks like there's a smaller pack behind this lead pack of about 5 cars, and about some stragglers just leading the back. I don't think they're trying to get involved in anything, though. So back up front, you still have the 12 of Brandon Bergloff with the 20 of Alsville. He's definitely a fast hot seat driver. He's going to be looking under the 12 of Bergloff here. Bergloff is definitely holding that bottom line really well. We're going to cycle back up to Bergloff here up in the front. He's holding off this pack of 8. I think this is the longest we've seen somebody hold on to the lead so far. I think it's just being able to get to that line, and that's what I was saying earlier. Whoever can be in the lead and hold that line is going to dictate how this race goes. You got the 41 of Ivan. He's going to try to get back up to the lead with Keith Ayers pushing him along.
Yeah, those top 7 drivers, 8 drivers, they've got to be, a lot of hot seat up there, and they're definitely taking full advantage of it, and they're definitely wheeling those cars around, and they're doing a great job. So I'm actually very impressed.
And we got a 3-wide battle for the lead. The 41 of Ivan, the 20 of Allensville splitting the 12 of Brandon Bergloff. Looks like the 41 of Ivan is going to take the lead. You got the 1 of Keith Ayers following him through. He's going to maybe get under him. It doesn't look like it. They're still 3 wide. They're going to get through unscathed. That 20 car of Alsville, he's holding strong on that high line. It might be the draft, but he's holding very strong, trying to keep that 2nd position. But it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it.
Then you got the 43, the 53, the 8. They seem to be, they might be looking at that now because it is such a long run in these tire wear. They could be looking at that fuel saving kind of and tire, wear. And be like, okay, well, these guys are jostling up. Anything can happen, so we'll just hang back here and see where we go.
That's another thing. I wouldn't be surprised if we see any pit stops coming up here soon. Definitely the tire wears are definitely going to be running out here soon, and I'll get a pit report real quick about what we're going to be getting on pit stops here shortly.
Yeah, I mean, these guys have done a great job. I mean, they're still jostling up from the 41, the 20, the 1, the 22, the 43 now has stepped back into the picture a little bit. I mean, these guys they're definitely they want to race, that's for sure. And it's tough once you start losing those track positions. You know, it ends up, you know, losing valuable time on the track. But also too, is you start racing side by side, and if you can't break away, if you got a large, you know, front leading pack like that, you can bring up 2, 3, 4 more cars before you even know what happens. So this is going to be very interesting when we start really going down about green flag pit stops and the end of this stage.
Yeah. And for the lead right now, the 12th of Brandon Bergloff, he's looking to get under the 41. You got the 43 Connor McInerney looking to go 3 wide, but he's going to stay high, let it be a 2 wide battle for the lead. But Brandon Bergloff holding that inside line with his teammate Perks, pushing him along.
And here we go, back to Larson. Here we go, back to 2x2x2.
They're 2x2. They're jockeying for this lead. You got Keith Ayers. He about dove at 3 wide. I think they're trying to keep it here, and that's just allowing the 8 car ado and the 53 of Jade Bird. They're going to be coming, and I'm hearing we're going to have somebody coming into the pits here. So we'll be.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was talking about too. Is that by them two kind of like just laying back a little bit. But they did not lose the draft because they stayed together and worked together.
You got these guys started really coming to pit road. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's all right. No, please, no. That's
and we
fine.
got a wreck here on the front stretch.
Yeah, I was gonna say I heard something happen. I mean, is it gonna collect him? I mean, who knows? This just looks like nothing's gonna be even. I mean, they don't. Just an update, folks. There's no manual cautions here. It is in-game cautions, and it is what it is. And you know. That's the best way to do it, and looks like that's what's happened. Is that the game says nope, I'm not calling. Looks like 53. He's hit pit road.
Pit stops are continuing. The 53 is down pit road. You got the 3 of Ethan Bergloff, the 95 of Anthony Colorado, the 88 of James Contoys, a hot seat driver. Looks like he might have been speeding. We're gonna go back to the front as we're getting more people that are going to be coming down pit road. The 12 of Bergloff is down low with Keith Ayers down low. I do know Keith Ayers is going to be pitting here soon. The 12 of Bergloff hits the apron, slid up a little bit.
They got away with it clean though. Looks like he's going to try to make that dive.
The 12 of
pit road is so hard here.
Keith Ayers. That's going to leave the 2 of Perks all by himself up front. So we'll stick on him to see where he cycles out and then get the lead car after that.
Yeah, there was definitely a whole at least the top 7 drivers, top 8 drivers. They're on pit road.
I think everybody has pit so far, but Perks. There might be some people in the very back that I have not any clue of. It looks like Perks. He's going to use this track being by himself to his advantage. He's going to come down pit road all by himself. This might be good to keep a good track, a good clean track.
I agree. So, sometimes it is when everybody's diving on pit road, you know, sometimes it is better to maybe extend that one extra lap because that gives you that clean space to be able to, you know, come to pit road and not feel so much pressure.
Looks like we got some people going around right now. I'm gonna cycle to the front as I think.
Yeah, it looks like Jade, bro, I don't know. I'm pretty sure he gained quite a bit of time. Look like on pit road from what it looks like. If he got back around, it's definitely.
And it looks like we're coming through. The 12 car is going to be passing the 2 car here shortly. There is the new leader of the 12 of Brandon Bergloff. He has a good lead over Keith Ayers, and it looks like that might be Jardy back there along with Jade Bird. But right now, Brandon Bergloff leads at Atlanta.
Yeah, these guys now, the pit stops have actually kind of separated them now. So now it's going to take a little bit of cooperation, I guess you could say. Maybe not teamwork, but cooperation to be able to get lined back up and to start running down that leader.
And just here, they just hit 31 to go. They'll definitely be making another pit stop. The big question here for me is, are they going to be making one pit stop? Can anybody stretch it to make only one more pit stop? Or are we going to have to see a 2-stop strategy? It's definitely going to be in favor of the 1-stop strategy because that could put a lot of people a lap down. But the 2-stop strategy might be the way to go if your tires aren't going to be lasting long enough for you. Again, 162 lap race. This is a long race with very high tire wear. So.
Oh yeah, very much so. But no, I mean these guys. I mean, we'll see now. Excuse me, folks. Sorry. These guys now are, you know, we'll see how this all works out now. Is the strategies, as I said, have separated each other, you know, and some have pitched, you know, short pitted, you know, stuff like that. I know if you, most generally, if I'm going to say, if you short pitted 2 to 3 laps before some of the leaders did, you most likely will not make it.
I think something that I did see with the short pitting, the 12 or the 2 car of Perks, he was up in that lead pack. And now that lead pack is down to about 5. I don't know if the 19 is on the lead lap or not. I'll get word on that here shortly. Yeah. But Brandon Bergloff, he pitted with some of these people, and he's ahead of them. But you have people like Vibens, he's in second. He pitted early. Jade Bird pitted with the 12 of Brandon Bergloff. Yeah. Keith Ayers pitted before all these guys, and he came out right with them. So I think short pitting definitely could affect a couple of laps, but lap back to back, it might be a little harder to get a little bit of an advantage.
Right, correct. Because I mean, you're gonna. I mean, and of course you're gonna drive hard. You're gonna push a little bit harder because of the situation you're in when you came off from pit road and where you came off at. You know, so you're gonna, you know, abuse it a little bit more because, you know, it's kind of tough to save anything when you got, you know, when you're driving with everybody's fast. You know. There's not much you can do about that. You almost have to drive how they drive because it's like driving on a freeway.
All right. And getting we're here, the 19 is on the lead lap, and the 12 of Brandon Bergloff, he's keeping a good gap. This 41 of Ivan, the 53 of Jade, I think they're trying to work together, and I think slowly but surely they're catching the 12 with the draft. But definitely the 12 of Bergloff has an open track. That's definitely a big advantage here at Atlanta, to just have no one around you, have a clean air around your car, to just have it be balanced the way you want it. Obviously, when you're practicing, you're not really around a bunch of other cars, so you don't always understand maybe what's going to happen.
Right.
So with
I mean, no stress. That's how he's driving it right now. He's not have to worry about no pressure, not much. He's just driving, and that's always a great feeling.
And we'll go through the people that we can see here. So you got the 12 of Bergloff, the 41 of Vibes, 53 of Jade Bird, the 19, which is a hot seat driver of Tex Pelt. Then you got the 1 of Keith Ayers, the 20 of Alzil, and back in some shots you can see the 2 of Secure the Perks pitting a little later. Might have cost him some time, but he's catching this field right now. And also, he might be able to make a one-stop strategy if he plays his cards right. So, with that, he might be the person to watch to win this first stage. That'd be 2 stage wins in a row, or stage 1 wins in a row for these last 2 races. Again, Perks coming off an amazing weekend at Daytona, winning both the Busch and the Cup race, won 3 out of the 4 stages. So definitely Perks has the momentum on his side.
But I'm watching this field right now, and now those 2, 3, 4, 5 cars. There goes someone. That was all of a sudden a lag out. Yeah, that was, he just totally disappeared. Wow, that was a change.
I think the 19 has lagged out. What an unfortunate turn of events. He was top 3. He was in the very back. The 19 lagging out in 3rd place. That was just, that's so terrible.
That was unfortunate. Yeah, that's unfortunate, because I was just going to comment that those 4 or 5 cars, that 12, that lead that 12 had is definitely depleted, and it is definitely gone.
It's gone, and he's about to lose it to Jay Bird. They all just went high, and they're just trying to get around him. Bergloff gets a little rough there, gets it back in front of him. You got the 2 hot seat drivers behind this front 3 of the 41 of Vibes and the 20 of Alsville. This top 5 is going to be the people to watch to win, but again, pit stops, we might have 1, maybe 2 coming up. So
stages will change all that once again, because then the whole field is now brought back together again, and the adjustments are made. So the dynamic of this will change once again once we get back. Once the stage ends.
Yeah, we got to see who is gonna make it, who's gonna get it. Well, let's pitch over to Steve here. Steve, what do you think the optimal strategy here, if your tires are wearing? Do you think people are going to go for 2 stops? Do you think they're going to go for 1? Do you think anybody might be able to get it on 1? I
definitely agree with him on that. I don't think that. Yeah, I mean the significance of Tyler, and we definitely do have a fight for the lead right now.
We got a change for the lead. They were about 3 wide. It was first Jade Bird in the 53. Even from second to first, back to second, he gained nothing in that exchange as the 41 of Vibin takes the shot, takes the open lane to the lead. That's something out of that hot seat guy. He is showing that he can make the passes when he needs to. But also Brandon Bergloff first to fifth. We're hearing we're going to have pit stops here this lap. We're going to have to see who's going to pit, but definitely I do know the 53.
Well, we definitely know that the 9 is definitely coming off pit road right now, so he's probably trying to make up some time somewhere because it is getting close, to count down. So, and here goes the 53. He's on pit road. Let's see how this works out, Larson. We're gonna see if this is gonna be a 2-stop half can fuel. How many laps? Where this is all gonna turn out because
we're gonna see. We're gonna stick on Jade Bird, see how fast his pit stop is. But I'm hearing that they just hit 17 to go, so they're gonna be really close. You can get about 16 to 17 laps of fuel. If you save enough, you might be able to make 17 and a half. So we'll have to see how far people are willing to just push it.
I mean, it all depends on how much, and that all comes with a lot of this during the race. You lose those positions, gain those positions, and that throttle control. How much gas can you really save under racing conditions especially when you're especially the top 5, 6, because they're so fast together that, I mean, how can you save anything with that? You can't really. But if he's 53, he's off.
Yep, he's off pit road. The front 4 are all pitting. The front 5, the 9 car about wiped out the 2 car. Definitely a little ill-advised there. I feel the 2 car of, let's see, 2 car Perks was a little bit high coming on the pit road, and it was a little sketchy there, but they all make it to pit road safely. So we're going to be watching this top 5 here. You got the 41 of Vibes, 20 of Owlsville, 2 of Perks, 1 of Keith Ayers. This is going to be your lead pack coming off. We'll see where Jade Bird will cycle out here soon. Watching all these guys get their pit stops.
6 is coming off. The 8 of Dew, he's in pit road. The 95's on pit road. I mean, everybody's coming now. They know that once that first car. Oh, is he? They all know that the leaders know that once that first car hits pit road, you almost trigger that effect. That if he's going to be faster. And be at 17 to go. So now at 53, he just got back past the leader, so he's gonna. I'm not sure how he's gonna. This may have worked out for him.
Yeah, it looks like Jade Bird. He's making a run at the lead here. We'll cycle through to him on the screen.
And I think all those top guys that came in, they're going to be looking in real good position.
And looking, it looks like Jade Bird just going to sit behind the 41 here, just ride it out.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I would rather, it's stage, make you move when you got to make you move. But other than that, just try to. Oh, he got really out of shape on that one.
Got one of those Atlanta bumps. The track's pretty bumpy. You gotta be quick on the sticks, quick on the wheel to make sure you keep it going straight over those bumps. Coming to the line here. We have 13 to go. These guys are going to be pushing it on tires, pushing it on fuel, but I'm ready to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, now we're at this point, they should be within their windows. The tires should be able to hold enough where it's going to be how, you're going to have to push right now at this point because of, stage points can make or break a championship in the end. We've all seen it. So they're all looking at that gold at the end of the rainbow, and that is that stage win that is so hard to get sometimes.
For sure. But we're looking at this 41 of Vibes here. He was the Busch Race winner last night. He also won Stage 2. Came in for this weekend. He's probably going to be staying for a little bit in this league. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets called up to Cup sometime this season. Maybe goes and tries to win a championship in Cup if they call him up in the middle of the season. We'll have
Anything's possible. Anything is possible.
But they're working around this lap traffic. The 24. Let's see, the 24 is Matt Martin. He's going a lap down right now. They're also catching the 6 car of James Billups. That's going to be something interesting to see as he's going to go low. He's going to get in front of Vibes. We're going to have to see where he goes. They're going to go low under the 6 car. Vibes working around. I think we're at 11 laps to go here as well, so we're coming down to the nitty-gritty. Again, tires going to be a big question, and don't forget, you got the 2 to go rules, so if they get the 2 to go and your tires are going to blow, you're in trouble because you're not going to be able to pit, and if you do, you're going to be at the back, you're probably going to go a lap down, and your race is going to be close to done at that point. So definitely people are going to want to save these tires or make sure that they don't have to pit. We're at 9 laps to go, so we got the 41 of Vibens leading Keith Ayers here. I think this is going to be the battle for the stage win here. I don't think Jade is close enough for the draft, but we might see here. We'll have to see how many of these people can get up to this lead card of Vibes before the stage end to try to go get that valuable stage point, get that valuable 10 points for...
Yep, and he's trying to get that monkey off his back, Larson. He's had his ups and downs in Atlanta. Atlanta's always kicked him when when he least expected it. So he's actually trying to make a statement here, say, all right, I've had enough of this, and this is one of those tracks I need to take off that bucket list and get this.
Are you talking about Jade there?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Gotcha.
Well, because in pre-race, we were talking about him in Atlanta, and he's always had a little bit struggled with that. And I think with this one, he's like, I need to get this off, out of my hair and get some confidence with this track because, of course, we all know the new NASCAR ignition comes out, and then I'm hoping that I'm not sure if they'll have the old one or the new, the new paved Atlanta or not, and that will change a lot too.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's the old pave just because they're not going to have any data on it. So I mean, at least the other tracks they have some data because they've been racing on them. So. Looking at
the top 2
here,
the 41 and the 1, those guys are going to be, Jay's kind of falling back a little bit. I believe that's
and he might be going back to get the people to get the draft, but definitely the top 2 here of Vibes and Keith Ayers going to be battling for the stage win. Keith Ayers, a Cup regular, this is valuable to him. This is not valuable to Vibin. He can sit here and just take this point away from Keith Ayers, take those 10 points away from him.
Yep.
That's going to be huge, especially the 1 playoff point. That could be a difference of him staying later in the playoffs this season. So we'll have to see if Keith Ayers can't get around him somehow to take it away. He's going to put the bumper to him.
Yep, he's going to try to give, and that's just it. You can get close to somebody and maybe give him that little tap. But
he's telling him that he wants it.
Yep. Yeah, well, it creates a kind of an insecurity on that leader. And it makes him kind of a little nervous. That's when mistakes happen. That's when you make
I don't know if it's going to make Vibe nervous. He seems pretty good at this track, so I think he might just be all right.
No, of course, but that's the theory. I know. The one that's what he's thinking. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put that pressure on him. And as I said, even the best of the drivers have an oops. And I've seen it. So, I guess he's doing everything he can to get, as you said, he knows that those points are so important that he's doing it clean, though. The pressure's there, but it's not like he's forcing it.
And we're coming back to the line. We're going to get a lap count here shortly once we can get word on it.
And 3, 4, 5, and 6 looks like they may have
they're going to be too far back. We got 3 laps to go. It's going to be a 2-car race, but again, we're going to have to see what the tires are going to do. Does somebody blow a tire and possibly lose their spots? We'll have to see. But you got the 41 of Vibens.
Possible with that.
And they're coming to 2 to go, so if they're not pitting now, they're on the strategy. They're locked to it.
Yep. Oh yeah, no, yeah, it's once you can make that final commitment, it's either now you're there now. There's not much you can do about it. All you can do is just drive how you've been driving and keep consistent and finish what you started.
We'll go to the track. We'll call this final lap and a half. We got the 41 of Vibin, the 1 of Keith Ayers. They're racing for the stage win. Keith Ayers a regular in the Cup Series. Vibin is just running a hot seat. Then there's a gap there. Vibin trying to pull away. They're coming to 1 lap to go in the stage. They're coming up to the 9 car here. Looks like he might have had an issue. He's going to be out of the way for the leaders. The 41 of Ivan in the lead right now. He won stage 2 last night. He won the race last night. It looks like he's going to be coming around turns 3 and 4 for the stage win. I do not think Keith Ayers is going to be close enough. The 41 of Ivan off the Busch win is going to come around and win stage number 1.
Great job. That's a statement.
That's definitely a huge statement from.
You know, he's that's that momentum kind of shift. You know, he had the state last night. He had the win last night. You know, he's riding that wave that sometimes some drivers get. Sometimes when they get on that hot streak, it's on a roll then. So that was great stuff. That first stage was awesome. Now we'll see. After pit stops, see what happens. People are going to throw changes in. Things are going to change. The track's going to change. Everything's going to change, and we're going to see. You know, you can have your comers and your goers. Let's see if these guys have actually got their stuff dialed in.
We'll get here. We got the top 5: 41 of Vibin, 1 of Keith Ayers, the 2 of Perks, the 20 of Allensville, and I believe the 12 of Brandon Bergloff. That's your top 5 in the stage. Those are going to be some valuable playoff points for the Cup guys of Keith Ayers, Perks, and Brandon Bergloff. No playoff points being awarded as the 41 of Ivans is not in the Cup Series. But we will get going back here in stage number 2.
With these guys, here we go. Now we're all back together again, you know, and we're gonna see. Now the adjustments are in. Now we're gonna see how much of a change really is, you know.
And
stage 2. We'll see how it goes.
Stage 2 is going to be a long 50 laps as the 41 of Ivan's going to get back out to the lead. This stacking everybody else up. This is going to create a front pack again, just like we saw in stage 1. So we're just going to have to see how this goes. You got somebody new up front. Jarrett Reese, he's sitting there in the 6th spot. He's looking to insert his name into potential winners. You got the 4th, Anthony Trippi. He's also trying to get a top 10 spot. And I see the 42 as well of Roger Jumper. That's going to be a group there maybe vying for this win. You got the 95 of Tony Camarada. He's looking for some room to get through to the front. But up front, Vibens, he's pulling away as they're 2 wide behind him.
Yeah, there's no room in that. There's they're 3 wide coming out of turn 4. Yeah, and there's there's no room. You can't go anywhere. Yeah, so you just can't go anywhere.
It's really hard to go 3 wide. You got people that are getting loose around people. That's just how this usually goes. Looks like Jardy back there was looking under Brandon Bergloff, but you got these guys forming into a line. They're going to be catching this 41 here soon. Just give it a couple laps. They'll be on his bumper. Keith Ayers definitely will be.
He won't
we
get
got
away
somebody
very
on
quickly.
the apron back there. We got people on the wall. And I believe caution is out, so that's going to throw a wrench into some strategies.
Yeah,
for sure.
And that's also the very first caution of the race, too.
Very first caution, minus the stage, obviously.
Yes, correct. So now we're on this caution rate. All right, Steve, what do you think, buddy? What's your pick?
What was that?
Steve, what's your pick? What do you think? Too tough to call? All right, what's your pick, Larson, while we're on this, while we're waiting for everybody to get their caution out of the way?
This might be possibly a weird pick, but I think that 41 of Ivan, he's going to have the best shot. I think he has the best car, definitely on the long run, to show these people what they're doing. Once he can get away from some people as well, he can kind of run his own race, run his own line, and he usually pulls away, so I think if this 41 can get up front closer to the end, he's going to be the one to beat.
Yeah, they might. I'm hoping Jay gets that monkey off his back and gets through this Atlanta race and actually, you know, finally gets that security here. And I'm actually, it looks really good right now. So we'll see. He's my pick for tonight. So here we go, folks. We're green flag racing once again, and this is definitely they're jostling up quite a bit up in that front, but they're still holding together.
Yeah, we got some action. You got Connor McInerney. He fell out of that lead pack in stage 1. He's back up there. They're going to be coming to 42 to go. About pit strategies, that's going to leave them on a 2-stop pit strategy for the rest of the race. Maybe these people up front might be on a different strategy. They might have to pit a little bit earlier, but that could get them away from some other cars later in this race. You got the 41 of Vibin. He's back up front. Obviously, he found his way, has one of the best cars. I'm not surprised. You got Jade Bird pushing him along. 12 of Brandon Berghoff, the 39 of Jarrett Reese. I believe back there behind them is going to be, let's see if this will give us the view here, the 4 of Anthony Trippi, the 2 of Secure the Perks, 43 of Connor McInerney, the 1 of Keith Ayers. Then you got the 18 of Dash for Cash as well.
And that's the name we haven't heard quite yet. He's starting to work his way up through now.
Charlie, Dash for Cash.
Yep. Yeah, he was. I mean, yeah.
He's definitely making his way up there.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he's been. And that you got two ways of handling this. You can be back, try to, even though it's a little hectic in the backside of the field, and just try to ride around until it gets closing, or you just you try to do like everybody else does, and that's be up front and hoping everything works. What these guys have done a great job. I mean, I'm very impressed on the driving that these guys have done.
I think a big thing is what they're thinking on what they need for stage points as well. Some of these people might not think it's as important right now to be up front in this type of environment. Definitely when they go to Auto Club next week, they might be able to spread out a little bit more. It might be harder to go get stage points then. So it might just be.
I agree.
It might just be a little gamesmanship of thinking about if it's worth the points or worth trying to maybe possibly go a lap down with damage or being all right without going for the points. So.
Right. See, me, more or less, I'm like some of the other guys. Like in the early parts of the stage, I may hang back a little bit, this and that. But when it's really time, like closing that stuff to come, they're going at it now, buddy.
Yeah, we about had a huge wreck there. Anthony Trippi was down on the apron. He slid up. He was able to keep it under the other people, gave him enough room. I think Dash for Cash was above him. Ethan Bergloff in the 3 car. That's a name that we haven't talked about this whole race. He's up in this lead pack as they're going to be getting to single file here, possibly trying to just move along a little bit. But you got the 2 of Secure the Perks. He makes a move down low. He's going to go for the lead, and that's just going to put everyone down to the bottom. Jarrett Reese, he's going to be trying to go for second. He slides up a little bit, though. I think that's going to give the 12 of Brandon Berghoff the room to get behind his teammate to go 1-2 on the bottom line. So you got the 2 of Secure the Perks, the 12 of Brandon Berghoff. You got Jarrett Reese looking for a spot there in front of Jade Bird. That's not going to happen, though. So Jade Bird looks like he's going to go to 3rd place. Anthony Trippi, the 4th on that inside line. Keith Ayers gets slid up a little bit by Ethan Bergloff. Ethan Bergloff going to slide into the 5th person on that inside line. Now the 6th, as people are finding their way back down to the bottom. The 41 of Vibes was on that high line. He gets back down, and it looks like Brandon Berghoff, he's going to get shoved to the high side. So that's going to open up that inside line for another person of Jade Bird.
Yeah, they're making, I mean, these guys are back and forth, back and forth.
Oh, we got an apron there. Jade Bird clipped the apron.
Yeah,
he about took out Brandon Berghoff. That's going to put all these people past him. They're all scrambling to get around him right now as he gets back up to full speed.
Yeah.
But that's going to send Vibes to 2nd. He was about 4th when it happened. Jarrett Reese got around. He's up to 3rd. Jade Bird's going to recover, get to 4th place, and you got the 3 of Ethan Bergloff. That's your top 5 coming back to the line.
And that was a great recovery because that could have been a total. That could have been a 7-car wreck right there. That could have
been a game changer. That could have been a race changer there, and it kept it going. Everyone in this lead pack is still there. You got in the back end about, I think, we got about 9 cars in this lead pack. The person in 10th right now is the Allensville. He's getting chased down by Tony Camarada. It looks like Allensville is holding on to this lead draft, maybe just a little bit, maybe not fully. But if these guys keep jockeying for position, I wouldn't be surprised if they can't get up into this lead pack for a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, it's. I mean, yeah, as I said, you saw it the first stage. Now you're looking at this second stage, and you see now we went from what 7 cars maybe in a lead pack. Now we're almost up to probably 11, 12, and that's the changes that everybody got into. We got the crew chiefs did their job, got them hooked up.
We got
their cars driving better.
Perks slid up. He gets a little slam. He's trying to slow the momentum, I think, of the 41 at Vibe. That's something that you got a little interesting. I will say Perks is kind of a little aggressive. He's somebody that once he gives it the leave, he doesn't want to give it up. I don't think it was one of those things where he was trying to wreck him, but he was definitely trying to slow their momentum down, maybe try to keep him from falling back too fast. But the 41 of Vise finds himself back up in the front, pulling away as they're too wide. This 41 guy, if you're a Cup team owner right now and you're listening, if you go and watch this later, look at this 41 of Vibens. He looks like he is a stud right now.
He's got himself hooked up. He's got himself on rails.
It's hard to see people come into a place, coming to Atlanta, and just absolutely wipe the floor. This is what we saw with Perks last week. Perks wiped the floor at Daytona. We could see another sweep this week with Vibens. It might not be a Cup driver doing it in both series. It might be a Busch driver who's going to sweep both Atlanta races.
And that's that young gun syndrome.
that's definitely that's just talent right there. Especially he's pulling away as these guys are battling. He's getting away from him. They're just letting him go.
And that's just it. And that's just it. He sees that by him watching them guys fight it side by side. He knows that I got this great opportunity to escape any
and
pressure.
Joe, we got a little moment there with Jade Bird. I think he got a little touch from somebody.
These guys need to settle down, get back to back, get with each other single file, and I think they will run him down.
I'm hearing pit stops are coming up. I think it's just finding position, but that's another thing. This 41 of Vibens, whenever he pits, he's going to be by himself. So that's going to be very much of an advantage to not have to worry about that. It looks like the 41, I thought he might have been pitting, but it wasn't. I believe the 3 car back there was going to be pitting, but I can't really see there.
Let me see if I can help you out with that a little bit. Yeah, actually you have the 4 cars coming in at this point, and then you have the 3 car right behind.
Yeah, I'm
6,
hearing
because the 6 is coming in.
I'm hearing right now that we have the 53 coming in. We'll have to see who comes with Jade Bird right here. We're going to be watching the leader, see if he's going to come. 41 is slowing down. The 12 is slowing down. 2, 39, 53. It looks like we have some people stay out. So we're going to go.
Yeah, you're going to have what you're going to see here, Larson, is you're going to see at least the top 5 or 7 drivers. They're going to try to do their best to stay together because of the fact that that's what they need to be.
Yeah. Right now, you have the 12 of Brandon Bergloff. He's going to be holding the lead right now. He's ahead of Jarrett Reese and the 2 of Secure the Perks. I wouldn't be surprised if we see these guys hit pit road this time. Looks like they are slowing down. Here they come. The 2 of Perks, he takes that high line again, the high entry. That's going to be definitely an issue. He about got wrecked last time. He's lucky that nobody else was staying on the track this time, but he's getting a little bit high. That's something that you don't want to really do here because people are going to be watching that, trying to stay from getting around you.
I was going to say last time, I'm watching the 48 and the 9, the 42 and the 8. They all come hammering into pit road, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they picked up penalties or not, but I mean, they were definitely coming in hot.
That's another thing. These tires, it's hard to get slowed down on them. So we're going to be watching Brandon Bergloff here as they come off the pit road. Just see where people cycle out here.
But you notice you had the back part of the field that kind of fitted together, and the front part, the leaders all kind of pitted together, and
And here they come through right now. It looks like Keith Ayers is going to take over the lead, so we'll switch over, and it looks like Perks and Jarrett Reese in the back there. I think Perks went
around. The 2 around. Sorry,
yeah,
the 2's around.
I think Jarrett Reese was under him coming off the pit road. They came down pit road. I just think that they were coming off the pit road, maybe just had a little miscommunication of where they were going to go. But yeah, the top 2 from the last stage, 1, 2 right now, along with another hot seat driver, Alsville. He's showing these top 2. He was 10th coming to pit road, 10th place. He's all the way up to 3rd. There was something that happened on pit stops, a little little skirmish there with some other people, and that's the advantage I think that some of these people have when they pit on their own. They can catch these people, they can take a little deeper entry into pit road, so that's definitely providing an advantage for some of these people that have to pit or do pit on their own.
Oh, I agree. I mean, now, because there was no pressure there. There was, he didn't have to worry about it. If you're coming in by yourself, you don't have to worry about other cars. You don't have to worry about someone actually kind of like oopsing off, coming into pit road or anything like that. You can focus, come in nice and clean, get a clean stop, and get out, and you reap the benefits of that.
And I'm hearing it's about 24, 23 laps to go, I believe. This is going to be huge because people can short pit this once they get about 10 laps into this. It might only be about 5 laps before you have to pit, but we could see people pit early and try to get that advantage and try to get a lead. And if they have a fast enough car, try to hold on to it as long as they can. So we might see some short pitting here shortly. We might also see some different strategies if they can. We might see some 2 tires if somebody feels they want to be a little bit risky. I don't recommend 2 tires if there's going to be a lot of laps left, just because you're going to lose so much time once everyone else does pit. But that's a possible strategy. We might see somebody if they really want to go try to win this stage.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to think outside the box to get these stage wins and get these stage points. But sometimes it also doesn't always pay. It's a gamble. You can, it's a 50-50 shot. It looks like now that
and it looks like you
got the 41, you got the 2, 3, and 4th place cars. They're starting to team up together, and they can run that 41 down.
I think that 12 car, Brandon Berghoff, he caught him, went around him, and that slowed him down a little bit. But this 41 of Vibin, he is strong. These guys really do have to not try to pass each other, have to get working together to even catch them.
Oh, I agree, because as soon as you start that, once you start getting side by side, that's the end of it, because there's just no way you'll be able to maintain speed. That's the pace that he's putting down. So that's, he's gonna have to work with that.
He's putting a fast pace on his own. We're at 20 to go right now. We might be seeing some pit stops in about 5 laps, possibly. That would be what I would do. I would pit with about 15 to go if this was how the strategy was working out. That's just what I would do if I was the crew chief. But we'll have to see. There's going to be people who ride it out, maybe trying to catch a caution, because people go a lap down here once they do pit. So they could catch some people that try to pit early, catch some good cars. That's happened before, especially at this track where tire wear is everything. People will stay out just trying to catch something, and
it can bite you.
Track position in a lot of these tracks is very key. There's only a few tracks where if you have bad track position, now it might be alright if they have better tires, but usually everyone pits anyways under caution, so you can't really expect.
And I'm keeping an eye on these 3 cars that are nose to tail, and they're running him down slowly but surely, and that would be a great opportunity, because if they can close up that gap, so when he pits, they make sure they pit with him. That makes a big difference when you're coming off pit road and how much time you lose to gain.
That would.
You know what I mean?
And I mean, this Vibin car, he's had clean entries to pit road. I mean, he's been able to stay out of people's way, and I think that's a big reason why he keeps getting the lead off of pit road here. So I think that's something big. Vibin in this 41 car looking strong coming through the Atlanta surface.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying. Those 3 guys, what we talked about is they're doing exactly what they need to do to try to close that 41's gap, and that's work together.
That's
and
also important.
Issues.
That's also important for the drivers of the 12 and the 1. Both Cup drivers, both needing a playoff point. Both, I think, we'll go look at the points here, see where both of them are hanging out right now.
I was gonna say, Bob, I have the top 5.
Yeah, they're both down there in about 9th and 10th place for both the 12 and the 1. The 12 ahead of the 1 in points. They're still in the playoff spots, but definitely the playoff point, this extra points are going to work. But it looks like we're hearing that some people are going to be short pitting here, so we are going to get to them. I'm hearing the 1 car is going to be pitting this time. You got the 42. He might be in the way a little bit here Roger Jumper, he came off the pit road at a bad time when people are going to be pitting. But you have the 1 of Keith Ayers, the 20 of Allisville. They're going to have a clean entry to pit road. They're definitely trying to short pit this run. They're trying to jump these people. It looks like back in the back, the 8 car of Dew is going to be pitting. We'll go back to the front. You got the 42 of Roger Jumper. 42, he's going to have fresh tires, so he's definitely going to be catching this leader right now. He's going to probably get past him.
Oh, we got the 95 around of Tony.
Was he coming to pit road?
I think so. I think he may have gotten a little, I mean, with aware that it was, he looked like he may have gotten a little bit squirrely, trying to come off the high side into the banking. And
well, we're looking
he'll get away with it. He'll get away with it.
Roger Jumper pushing this 41 car of Vibes. If I was Vibes, I'd let him go. He's not even racing 40. He has fresher tires. Let him get the lap back. And I mean, he might even be 2 laps down, so that might not even matter that much anyways. But
yeah, sometimes it's that knowledge of, if as long as you got that, general idea what's going on. I mean, sometimes even though he may,
especially here when tire strategies are different. You have people that are running a little bit faster than you because they have the fresher tires. But we're gonna have to see here when Vibes pit and see how much of a gap he loses to the 1 of Keith Ayers and the 20 of Allisville, because that's going to be a big talking point. It looks like they're coming to pit road now. The 12 car of Bergloff, he's going to stay out, so we'll cycle through to the 12 car as he holds the lead.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are their strategies all over the place, that's for sure.
Yeah, these pit stops, once they cycle through, it'll be pretty interesting. And I'm hearing that we're going to have Dash for Cash and Jade Bird. They're in 2nd and 3rd, way far back behind Bergloff. They're going to be pitting this time. We're going to be looking here. Bergloff looked like he might have slipped past pit road. He doesn't look like he's going to pit. So Bergloff he's taken the long pit strategy where he's going to try to go as far as he can, I think. And I think at this strategy, he's going to have to go as long as he can, maybe try to catch a caution. I don't think it'll happen, but he's going to try to get the jump with fresher tires towards the end of this stage 2, trying to maybe be able to pit later but have the fresher tires. And here he comes.
Here he comes. He dived right down on pit road. And so you're right, I believe that. What he did was exactly what you said. You got to come to that point where you're going to run that. There is a point in the race where you got to run that longest stint you can.
Yeah, and we're going to sit here and watch this 12 car, see where he comes out, see how far of a gap he's going to have. I did see that Keith Ayers was ahead of the 41 of Vibin while they were going by. And I'm hearing that the 43 is actually our leader, so we're going to go to him and see how people cycle out around him. It looks like the 43 is pitting this time with the 48. Yep. There's Keith Ayers. Keith Ayers is going to come out as the leader, I believe, so we're going to cycle to Keith Ayers and just see. He has a huge gap in front of the 41 right now. That could have been a big thing. That might be the difference of winning the stage or not.
That's very possible. I mean, but the question is now, that there's that difference. Those fresher tires to not fresher tires,
And that was the talk when they had that restart in the stage, was how is this going to affect the strategy? This is how people were able to short pit and create this gap with fresher tires to be able to go to the lead.
But that could go both ways. That could be a short-term gain and a long-term loss. Or, you could maybe, it could actually go the other way too, you know what I mean? It's a risk that you take when you start short pitting. You try to force in that, it's like poker, you're trying to force in that card issue of, okay, I'm going to do this, and knowing that everybody, he's got pressure tires, it's going to be super fast.
Let's not look too fast right now, because this 41 slowly catching this 1 car. They got 7 to go. This 41 car could catch him, pass him for the stage win. That's another playoff point that he'd be stealing from the 1 of Keith Ayers. The 1 of Keith Ayers took 2nd place in stage 1. He might be on the track to do it again. The 41 giving him a little love tap, telling him that he's here.
He's putting that pressure on him now, buddy.
He's looking.
You gotta get out of my way.
The 1 car, he's gonna block him though. That's gonna be the big thing. He's going to want to keep his lead, but he's going high.
There it is.
Here comes the 41 of 5. He's going to go to the low side. He's going to take the lead, no doubt. He had the power.
Yeah, there was. I mean, yeah, he gave that kind of that love tap.
Yeah,
One tap saying, "Hey, I'm here."
Yeah,
Two taps saying, "Listen, I'm faster." Three taps, you gotta get out of my way.
Yeah, he got out of the way. But Keith Ayers, he's fighting back on the low side. That's only going to help this 12 car catch up. I think they're at 5 to go here. But the one of Keith Ayers, he's back to the lead with 5 to go. They're catching these two slower cars.
So, yep, there's that push on that inside because he's trying to get underneath that one Larson, and he's definitely, I believe he's going to be able to come off turn 4 and probably have that cleared.
Yeah. And back under Keith Ayers, though, the 41 of Vibin, he hit the apron a little bit there, but Keith Ayers, he's looking to get right back under him, doing a crossover. He's going to go high. That's an interesting move. He's going to lose time there, though. They're catching the 18 of Dash for Cash. We're at 4 to go here. The 41
and look behind
of
you and watch that, and look right behind those two cars battling out.
Yeah,
look at that 12 sneaking up. His is coming into the picture.
If these lap cars potentially get in a little bit of the way, it cause some air to get messed up. That 12 car, he has some time to get up there. They're coming to 3 to go, though. He might have a little hard time. We'll have to see if this 9 car is going to be fighting to stay on the lead lap or not. I know Dash for Cash, he's hoping this 9 car fights because Dash for Cash just went a lap down. That's the lucky dog. If this 9 car, he's going to get past the 41's already under him, so that's going to that's going to take away that.
He didn't really. I mean, I could see it now. I got a leader coming up on me. I might give him that. That little bit of extra room. But that 12, though, he's gaining up that because of that little bit of that little bit of side draft thing from the slow car. It's on now. Here they come.
I think we're down the 2 to go. You got the 41 of Vibes in the lead. The 1 of Keith Ayers. They're definitely going to try to get around this 41. That's one playoff point. I'm telling you, it's going to be valuable. They want it. I think if the 12 wants the shot, he's going to have to get around Keith Ayers this corner, though, and it looks like he's going to be doing that.
There's that shift. That one car looks like he got tight in that corner. He had no choice but to get that spot up.
And I think they're coming to 1 to go here, so it's going to be the 41 of Vibes, the 12 of Brandon Bergloff. Who's going to win stage 2? Brandon Bergloff looking up high. He's going to come down low. They're getting blocked. There might be some room there. Here he comes. He's on the bottom. They're coming down the backstretch, side by side. Who's going to come around turns 3 and 4 for the stage win? Can the 41 of Vibes hold on? They beat into turn 3. Keith Ayers there is looking for a way. He's going to get to second place. He's trying to side draft. The 41's going to drop to third, but Brandon Bergloff is going to win stage 2.
What a run. He took that shot when he had the opportunity.
He did.
The 41 up just enough.
What a
he got that nose in there, and that's all it took. That was great.
Yeah.
Great job by. I mean, he didn't force it, but yet he knew it was. He made it there. He made that opportunity there.
He had some urgency there, but he definitely made it work. So your top 5: 12 of Bergloff, the 1 of Keith Allen Ayers, 41 of Vibes, the 20 of Alsville, and I can't see who might be in the 5th spot, but it's back there. I believe it might be Jay Bird or Jardy. I'm not sure. But we'll have that updated, I think, at the end of the race. But definitely coming into this last stage, you see the 12 car, you see the 1 car, you see the 41, you see the 20. Those are the 4 cars capitalizing on these pit stops to get up to the front. Those are going to be the 4 cars, I think, that are going to be battling for this win at the end here. Sorry for the chuckle there. They're congratulating somebody for finishing 12th place. And it looks like somebody didn't pit here, the 3 car of Ethan Bergloff, so we're going to cycle to him. We're going to have to see. So I think Ethan Bergloff, and we got 55 laps in this final stage. That's going to be a long way to go. About 17 laps. Let me see, doing the math in my head. That's going to be about a 3-stop race. If they could split this up a little bit, too, to try to get better stops. It looks like the 3, he gets a little tight there. Those older tires, he's going high. That's going to send Keith Allen Ayers to the lead. We'll cycle to him real quick. So Keith Ayers.
That's where the rubber meets the road, in other words, because last stage, it's you know you got to go, but yet you know you got to be cautious. And
And going to the lead here, we got Jarrett Reese. That's going to be the first time he's up front. You got Jade Bird. I don't think Jade Bird has led a lap yet here. I think every time he's got to the lead, someone's been passing him in a corner. So Jade Bird, I think, looking for one of his first laps led in this race. The 41 of Vibes shoves Dew up out of the way, and that's a little sketchy there. That's the 41 has been shoving under. I think just maybe a little miscommunication there of he was going to be there, so that's going to hurt some momentum of the 41. Dew is definitely going to be out of this race if there's not a caution.
And that's a break that maybe some of these guys looking for, because him being one of the part of the the strongest
and that's
in the field, that may have given a break. And here comes JD. Finally, he's going to get his get that lap.
He's going to get a lap led. But definitely going back to the 41, that I don't believe in people, but if he's going to do that, he's going to have to wait, because if he gets back around to him, that might be somebody that he just put in his way. So
there's some contact there. You got the 20.
There goes the 20. He's going to come back up. He's going to miss everybody. I think he's going to be able to stay low. Good driving there to stay out of the way, keep it out of running into anybody.
Oh yeah,
so
you can tell right now business is picked up now, because they're putting it on the table now.
They're getting a little feisty. You got the 4 of Anthony Trippi. He's definitely looking, and all through this mess, the 41 finds himself back up in the front. Vibes somehow back to the lead with Brandon Bergloff following him along. I have no clue how we got to the lead, but it just looks like he looked, and he's there.
I'm going to have to go back and rewatch that one because of
I was paying attention to the commotion behind him. You got the 88 down there spun out. The 88 of James Contois. He's going to be out of the race for sure after that spin. Don't know how he ended up there, but he was there. So he was out of the way, though, so we're going to stay green here. You got the 1 to Keith Allen Ayers. He's coming through this top 3. This is the main 3, so be watching. You got Perks trying to get back up there. He's been having some pit road trouble to knock himself out of this race of both of the stages, but Perks could maybe clean it up and try to get up there.
We got an early taker on pit road, the 3. He came diving down.
I think he also stayed out, though, but
did he? Okay.
But I'm going to say this, pit strategy, if you time it right, if we're about to 48 to 50 to go, he might be able to make it on 2 more stops, and he might be able to just short pit these guys and get a little switch. So we'll have to see how that strategy works out, because maybe that was calculated to where he could maybe go a little bit longer, pit early, and just try to short pit the whole stage. So...
I mean, when you're behind like that, and if you're that far and you're actually really down, as long as you're not too far back, that strategy will work.
I mean, it'll just be depending on how much time he can make up on the new tires against these people in the draft as well.
Yeah, the draft here can be so very important.
Yeah, so up front, though, you have the 41 of Vibes. He's still in front of the total Brandon Bergloff. You have the 2 car of Perks in third, the 39 of Jarrett Reese. He's going to be in that 4th spot. Jade Bird is going to be in 5th. I believe Anthony Trippi and Keith Ayers battling out in the end of this front pack for 6th and 7th. Connor McInerney, he's going to be sitting in 8th. Looks like Alex Van Evie, he's back up to the front. Another race where it's just been a little bit of bad luck for him. He's finding himself back into the top 10. And then you have the 18 of Charlie Irwin, Dash for Cash. Looks like he's rounding out that top 10. They're battling for 8th to 10th right now, but this top 7 all in a line, looking to just pull away, trying to get away from these guys, but it looks like everyone's just kind of calmed down, getting to that bottom line, waiting to get to these first set of pit stops in this last stage to see who can come out on top with this race.
And that is so smart, Larson. That is exactly what I would do and exactly what I would try to communicate, even teammates or not. If you guys can get lined up, and while other, if you start seeing those, the cars behind you start racing side by side, try to break away.
Yeah. And
then it turns from a 7-car race to a 3-car race, and it changes the whole dynamic of what you can push and what you can't.
And another big thing, while you're in a pack, you have to find a way to save your tires. These tires go quick again. So when you're side by side, when you're getting pushed by somebody, these tires are wearing faster. So if you get into a line and stay out of being too wide, you'll be able to save a little bit more tire than anything else. So it looks like we had a little stack up there. I think the 2 of Perks hit the apron and stacked everyone up behind him, so that's going to hurt some momentum. They're going to stay in the draft, though. I don't think it's going to hurt them.
No, it's just going to separate them a little bit.
Yeah,
and then
it looks like
they're going to have to get themselves realigned. And
you had a little commotion there with
again.
Stranded and Jardy. Looks like Stranded hit a little bit of the apron, got into Jardy, but they keep it under wraps, keep it going straight. That's what we like to see. This 41 of Vibens, he's kind of pulling away, but this draft definitely towing these people behind him. There's no doubt that they aren't going to be back on his back bumper here shortly. You got the 12 of Bergloff still sitting in second. The 12, or not the 12, the 2 of Perks, they're all there. They're all trying to get this race win. Again, Vibes looking for the second straight sweep of the Busch and the Cup Series. Like I said, Perks had the sweep last week. We could be seeing Vibes. He might be taking the sweep this week, so we'll just have to see.
Yeah. And these guys just got to keep the pressure on him because of what he's drove a pretty much flawless race so far. And if these guys, it's a long race, as I said, and now we're getting to the later stages. A little bit, you get tired, you get, fatigued, whatever, because sitting here, concentrating so hard, anything can happen, and all it takes is one little oops, and next thing you know, you're got yourself in a real deep situation.
That's a big thing with this being a long race. It's about 10 Eastern on the East Coast. You got a lot of East Coast drivers who definitely maybe getting past their bedtimes. A lot of maybe some of the younger and maybe some of the older people that have earlier bedtimes for sure. This might be affecting how they might be racing towards the end, so it might be affecting how they run. And I'm hearing that we have somebody that's going to be hitting pit road here, so we're going to cycle to them real quick.
Yeah, we're getting position now, but now you start to see those top 3 starting to separate themselves from the rest.
And I'm definitely hearing we're going to have a busy pit road here this lap, so we're going to see who's going to pit. I believe this second pack of 4 are all going to be pitting this time. And here they all come. You have 4 car. The 48 stays out. The 24 stays out along with the 43, the 95. So, but at least half of this front pack all came down pit road. So we're going to cycle back up to the front where the 12 of Brandon Bergloff, he somehow has got to the lead with Perks. They've got past the 41 of Vibes. So that might hurt Vibes coming to pit road whenever they do pit.
It's a possibility, but it looks like these guys are going to be careful too, because once you make
and it looks like here comes the 41.
He's dipping off.
So
once you make that commitment, running the full run.
Yeah, everyone's on this strategy now, and people are going to be splitting these stages, I think, so that'll be interesting to see how this late pit strategy, these 2 up front. Again, Bergs had the late pit strategy in the last run, or in the end of the stage 2. It ended up getting in the stage win, so we'll have to see. So here comes the 12 car, here comes the 2 car of Perks. They're coming to pit road. The 48 of Alex Van Evie, he's also going to come down. I think that's the final 3 to pit. I think you got Cheese, who might be staying out, so we're going to cycle to him.
With these top 2 cars, they decided that they're going to try to force something here and run a little bit longer than the other guys, and hopefully maybe that this might give a little bit of separation through these pit stops. But I mean, it'll all telltale at the end of this and see what happens. But I mean, it's a gamble. No matter how you look at it, it's still a gamble, because once you make that commitment, as I was saying before, once you make that commitment and you get to a certain point, and you know that no matter what, you can't really, you got to run that full field run at that point. It's tough to make that decision. But these guys are going to come fighting it off, come off pit road.
Yeah, and it looks like the 41 of Vibens again. The clean pit road entry. He pitted a lap before the 2 and the 12. Had a clean pit road to get on. He was by himself. He's going to come through. He's going to take the lead away from the 12 of Bergloff. Again, don't count Bergloff out. He's going to be back up there. But that might be the 2 to watch this race. That might be the 2 that are possibly going to win. If Perks can stay close enough, if these 2 get to battling, they might be able to catch him.
Oh yeah, that battling. And once you guys stop battling for that lead, you can have cars that are 4, 5, 6 car lengths behind you, and next thing you know, they're knocking on your door because of so much momentum you've lost from the side, drafting with each other and trying to race really hard. That you could have, what you want to do is just be able to try to run him down, try to stay away from that other pack, and make this a 2-car race, and so you don't have to stress it.
And I mean, I don't know. I think this 41, he's putting up a strong fight again. It looks like Bergs is going lap for lap with him, so I think they were coming to 36 to go. You might see 1, 2 pit stops here. So we'll just have to see where everyone cycles out coming through here.
I gotta say, the 12 car, he's kept the pressure on the 41. The 41 has been, flawless so far.
I think this 41 looks like he's pulling away a little bit too. That's
I was noticing that too. That what's going to happen is that if the 12's kind of smart, he may lose a little ground on the 41, but collect up that 2, get that draft rolling, and I guarantee you should be able to close right back up on the lead.
That, and maybe this 12 is just saving more tires than the 41, so that might be another thing towards the end of this run. We might see the 12 catch back up if they can get the tires, but this 12 and the 2, it looks like they're trying to link up just a little bit. You have a small pack behind them, behind Jarrett Reese. They're all trying to form up, but it looks like they're too far back, I think, to maybe get something going, especially with a couple more pit stops on the horizon. So it's definitely going to be possibly a 1 to 3 horse battle once we get down to the end, if they can even catch this 41 car in that draft. But I think,
I believe 100%. These two guys get tagged up together.
It looks like they're
work together, and I believe that's what I'm.
Yeah, it looks like
I
they're
would do.
making a steamroll. Here comes the 3 car of Ethan Berghoff. He's going to come down the pit road. I think he might not be on the lead lap. I think that just put him a lap down, so I don't think he's a factor. But back up front,
you can see it now. You can kind of see it now. These 2 cars on the 12 and 2 got themselves, they're working together a little bit, get to the draft, and you can see him starting to close back down on that 41 now. He's starting to lose some time.
And that's the big thing. This is kind of like a Daytona. This is kind of like a Talladega. The draft is very important here. It's going to be even more important next week with the long straightaways at Auto Club once we get to that track for both the Busch and the Roger Racing Engines Cup Series next week. So this is maybe just like a smaller version of what we're going to see next week, just because of how big the draft is.
Oh, very much so. And if now that we're getting to the 3rd race this season, the guys are starting to get a little more comfortable on the Xfinity side. A little bit of more, racing together, and that's it's good. You can watch the Xfinity guys will be, I can't wait. I'm not excited to have the guys that are there because I know that the capabilities that are in that group, and it's going to be incredible because it'll be just like this, and it'll be awesome.
And I mean, we're showing that at least one of these Busch guys are definitely showing that they can be up in Cup whenever they want to be and show what they can do. This is definitely going to be something good for vibes here. I think this is just a good thing to open up green pastures for him. I think he can definitely, if he wanted to, he could join the Cup Series next week, and I think he'd be a threat to win the championship. So that'll definitely
it's a good possibility, but one race doesn't make a championship. You know what I mean?
It doesn't, but
I'm not saying nothing, taking nobody from a driver, but I'm just saying on the aspect of it. I mean, I've seen some great drivers be great at one place, and then after that, things kind of change and turn around on them. One, as I said, it's that focus, it's that determination, and that willing to continue doing what you're doing and ride that momentum that he's on right now because he's on a hot streak.
I think another thing is Atlanta's not an easy track, so just seeing somebody who maybe is not as experienced as some of these older guys or not have a bunch of league experience, he's shoving it to their face at a track that's really hard to get a grasp on, especially with all the tire wear. You have a lot of tracks that are hard. This one just takes it to another level with how bad the tires can get at a certain point. So these definitely showing these guys with this 12 and the 2 definitely have caught up to him right now, so that's going to make this race a 3-horse race. We'll have to see once pit stops happen what happens with this lead. But you have 3 cars under
move by them too. That was the smartest move that those 2 could have ever done because they were quite the distance back, and if they would have, not done, if he would have not back. I guess it looked like he actually did back up and pick up that 2 for that draft reason. And look what's happened. Now they got together. Now they're knocking on that 41's door again, putting the pressure on him to see if he's going to willing to make a mistake or not.
And if you think about it, I mean, if he does come out to win this race, this might be the move of the race, just being able to get back there to the 2 car in this run. If he can stay close enough to Vibes on this next pit stop, that's definitely going to be a winning move. And I'm hearing we're going to be coming up on pit stops again here shortly. I do know people in the back in that second pack, they're going to be coming this time. I heard that the 53 of Jade Bird. We're going to stick up front with the leaders, though, until they pit. And we're going to see if anybody can possibly get closer to them by short pitting a little bit.
As more the stage clicks down, Larson, the room between the cars are getting tighter and tighter and tighter. You know, as they go along, because
I think
that's how it's coming about
this
now.
Front 3, though, I think they understand that it's not going to be go time until after that last pit stop, though. So I don't think they're trying to make anything happen. I just think they're trying to maybe push.
I agree.
Especially because the 12 or this 41, he pitted a lap before the 12 and the 2 here. So they might be trying to push this 41, trying to get his tires a little bit more worn out to where he has to pit a little bit earlier. Because maybe these 2 behind him, they were saving a little bit catching him, I would think. But they could be pushing this 41 to be pushing his tires a little bit more as well.
And because of the racing like they are behind him, it's going to make him push a little harder. For the fact is that he's trying to stay where he's at, and it's going to make him put a little more wear and tear on those tires because they're there. You know, it's like a peekaboo match right now. It looks like kind of so they back off a little bit, then they catch back up to him. Let them know he's there. You know, it's that pressure that every driver hates sometimes because of you're always worried about everybody else. And here goes that move for that lead. The 12 goes under him.
Yeah, it looks like the 12 of Bergloff, he's going to take the lead. He's going to go high to block the 41. Perks is going to go to 2. I believe they're at 22 to go, so we're definitely going to see 2 pit stops from these lead pack. But it's going to be an interesting thing because if they pit now, they could potentially short pit each other and try to get a jump in this last stage. We'll just have to see how this last pit stop is going to happen. But there comes the 41 to pit road.
Off, yep.
Again, that's going to be a lap before. You got the 1 car of Keith Ayers. He's taking the trip to pit road. Anthony Trippi was there. We're going to go back up to the front to the 12 of Brandon Bergloff. We're just going to have to see if they pit this time. Because last time they pitted 1 lap after the 41. They might do it again here. We'll just have to see.
Or they might run this thing all the way as far as they can go and try to get that 2-tire stop in that window. But that's not going to happen because the 2 he just
here comes
off.
the 2. So that's gonna leave the 12 out by himself. I wouldn't be surprised if he pits this time. That's gonna be a valuable lap. He's losing to the 41 car, and if the 12 doesn't pit with the 2, he might come out away from the 2. That might hurt his chances if he can't have his draft.
That, Larson. I was just going to mention that. I said my theory would have been that you 2 have been doing what you're doing. Why break something that's not broken? I would have came with him.
I think the 12
we
is
stay
coming
together. And now that they're separated, that might change the whole dynamic.
Yeah,
of the
it's going to be. So we're going to stick with the 12 car. Again, we're just going to use it to watch and see where the pit cycles out.
Yeah, they're definitely the strategy is definitely at this point. There's a little bit of contact between the 20 and the 48. Oh, that was kind of tight.
The 24 got a little bit into the 12 on pit road. Obviously, it's pit road, so it's not going to matter as much, but definitely made the 12 car a little squirrely there. So
we love watching the pit road incidents because it really doesn't affect the cars. It's just kind of funny.
And I'm hearing the 41 car, I'm hearing, got a pit penalty, so that's going to take him out of this race. And it looks like...
Oh, wow, that is, see?
And so right now...
I've been saying it all race, buddy. Driver mistake can kill you at any point in time.
I mean, him being a Busch driver, I mean, he's been getting on pit road, but just that one mistake.
And that pressure from the other drivers can make that happen.
But the 12 of Bergloff, he's going to have the lead. He has a sizable gap above this 12 of Perks, or the 2 of Perks. So the 12 of Brandon Bergloff in position to win this race again, we have one more pit stop. Anything could happen with that. But this Perks is definitely getting the draft, so he's going to be on his back bumper. So the two to watch was the 41 and the 12. It might be changing to this 12 and the 2 as they go side by side coming out of turn 4. And you got a pack behind them. Jade Bird, you have Charlie Irwin back there. I think Jarrett Reese is with them. They're all trying to get linked up, trying to catch this lead back.
And the biggest thing for them too is don't push the issue. I mean, don't. And right at this point, it does not matter who's leading.
Yep.
The key is to get yourself away from the rest.
And they're going to be coming to 16 to go, I believe. So that's going to be opening up the pit strategy. Anybody could pit right now, and they will make it. Definitely the 3 car there. He's not in the race right now. He's not racing for the win, but he's pitting now. He'll be able to make it. We have the 2 of Secure the Perks, the 12 of Brandon Berghoff. They're your 2 leaders. Behind them, you have a group trying to form up, trying to get up there. It might take them a little bit, but I don't think they are going to have enough time at all, especially coming to 15 to go. Like I said, the big question is going to be, when do people pit? What do they pit for? We potentially could see somebody try to risk it and take 2 tires here, especially out of these front 2. But we'll have to see if the tire gamble ends up being worth it for them.
And 2, I mean, I just thought about this. Secure the Perk, he's actually your Daytona 500 winner from last week.
He's both Daytona's winners.
Back. Yep.
He could go back to back.
Yep. That's not easy to do.
He could be taking a bunch of playoff points. I would get him up to 11, I believe, with 1 stage winner at Daytona. If he comes out, goes 2 for 2, he's putting a statement on the field. He's putting a statement out there. He is a little bit aggressive, but I think it's showing that he can also be up front and run fast. So that aggressiveness is just knowing that he has a good car, possibly. But they're 1-2 right now. You got the people behind them. It looks like they're slowly making some ground on this front 2. Like I said, I really don't think they're going to have enough time unless they do pit a little bit early. So that's going to be what I think. If this back 4 want a chance, they're going to have to pit together, or before this front 2, they're going to have to get back together and just try to work together to get around these guys.
And at this point in time, from what I'm seeing, if these 2 guys stay just like this,
it's going to be hard for that pack.
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, they're too far back, unfortunately. And then they are. I mean, they're coming. But I just don't think there's enough time for them to catch those top 2, especially when they won't start racing in probably like 3 to go. Then they'll really maybe start dicing it up. But at this point in time, they're very content running just like they are, and they know what it's going to take to win.
And this group behind them, they got a little squirrely, so that's going to hurt their momentum just a little bit. It might make them lose some time to this front 2. I am hearing that the 2 of Perks and the 12 of Brandon Berghoff, I'm hearing that somebody on this front 2, they might be trying to stretch it out here on tires. We'll have to see if he can get it close. He might just be able to take 2 tires. It definitely just get this, but like I said, I think
that could be. You're right. I'm sorry. I was just thinking I was thinking out loud when you said that. The 12, he's riding that draft, so he's gonna save a little bit.
I think it's actually the 2 car. I think the 2 car is saving. But you have some pit stops coming. Like I said, people's trying to short pit. They might be close enough to maybe get together and jump these front 2. We're going to have to see how this cycles through, especially for the race win here, coming down to the wire.
And you would tell those top two have definitely started letting off some, because now you got the 53 starting to come into the picture. Cause he hasn't pitted yet, so I mean they're definitely starting to save a little bit. You can tell, because they're losing some time.
And you got the 18 of Charlie Irwin. He's sitting back there in 3rd. Jade Bird is in 4th. We're at 9 to go. Again, these guys can pit at any time. I think it's going to have to.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now they're looking at. I'm
looks,
almost looking at. I'm looking at that 2-tire stop. Let's say force this as far as I can go without losing too much time, and try to hit it with, a half a can or a can of fuel, depending on the lap state where they're at, and right side tires, and hope that that was
looks
the right
like
thing
we
to
got
do.
the 53 of Jade Bird. He's going to be hitting pit road along with the 20 of Alsville. He's kind of slowly made it up into the picture, but now you got the 18 of Charlie Irwin. He's with this front three. Whenever they come to pit road, we're at 7 to go right now. It's going to be huge, and like I said, I think at this point of the stage, you're going to see somebody risk it and take 2 tires, but it's going to be interesting to see if someone takes 4 trying to catch them and just try to run them down. But if they're going to take 4, you're going to have to do it now, because if you don't do it now, there's going to be no way you catch them with 2 laps to go. So
right, exactly. With this point in time, you've made your bed.
Yeah.
Now you're going to have to just drive what you got and hope that it was the right choice.
And I'm hearing that the leader of Dash for Cash, he's going to be trying to come in out on pit road. You got the 2 of Perks there as well, the 12 of Brandon Bergloff. This is going to be interesting. We're coming to 6 to go. We're getting down to the wire. Can anybody save enough? Can anybody have some pit strategy that takes the win away from these 2? The dominant driver.
It's going to be curious. We're going to see what happens. I mean, he's still staying out there. It's, I don't know. They're really pushing the issue now. I mean, they're definitely committed.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. They're coming to 5 to go. These 2 up front are gonna have to pit sometime. And they're battling for the lead
no way
too.
They'll make
so
it.
I don't think they can. But if they find a way to do it, they would get the biggest applause from me for sure.
Oh yeah, because that is a lot of saving.
Yeah.
So
I think it would be about 2-3 laps that they would have had to save to try to make it to the end. But if they're going slow enough, they might be able to. But I don't know if they have enough time. I believe they're at 5-4 to go.
Yeah, I think it's right around that. But I mean, as I said, these guys, they weren't really fighting each other. So maybe they did both save that much fuel to be able to do this, because they're still not pitting in this. I mean, you're getting to the point now where you almost are stuck with what you decided, because you can't. Yeah.
But we're at 4 to go. We got Brandon Bergloff and Secure the Perks. We're hearing that they might be trying to save it. They might be able to make it. We don't know. This is going to come down. If these guys do run out, of tire, they're done. Like, if they stay out, there's a good chance if they blow a tire, they're not going to win. But I think at this point, if they pit, I don't think they're going to have enough time.
You can't pit now. You gotta have to, right now. You're gonna have to ride it out. That's all there's to it.
I think there's
And that looks like that's what the 2 did, because I noticed that he just all of a sudden backed off right off the 12, but he might be saying, okay, listen, I'm going to take this. I may have to just take this.
And look, Berg is holding that inside line. He might be trying to just take the short lane around, trying to save a little bit more. But we're going to look and see if they're staying out. They're coming to
they're going down. They're committed now. They got no choice. Larson, they got no choice but to finish this the way it is, because you can't pit now and get away. And that's why the 2 backed way off. He says, okay, listen, this is where it is now. I got no choice. If I don't back off now and just totally save, I'm never going to make it, and I'll take that.
So right now they're at 2 to go. That 2 car of Perks, he fell back. I definitely think he's definitely in a hard spot. But you have the 12 of Brandon Bergloff. Can he make it? Can he make it the whole way? They're coming to the white flag. Brandon Bergloff, can he make it on 2 stops? I did not expect this to be something that they could do, but he might be able to do it. The 12 car
he's going to be, I'm telling you, that thing's going to be on fumes coming out of turn 4.
The tires are going to be on the rims at this point, but the 12 of Brandon Bergloff on the last lap, he's definitely going to have it locked up. There's no way he's going to lose it. The 12 of Brandon Bergloff, helmet off of 4. He's going to win at Atlanta. Brandon Bergloff with the win.
That is some great driving right there. He did what he needed to do. He did what he needed to do, and look what it ended up. And he reaped the benefits of this win at Atlanta. Great. That's a great job.
Yeah. There's Jade Bird. He looks like he was spinning off coming out of the line. But so we have definitely the 12 of Brandon Bergloff. He won the race, so we're going to have to see who else the top three. We'll get them all in here real quick. And once they do, we'll ask them a few questions about the race, just how they were able, especially Bergie, how he was able to save all that tire and all that fuel to get to the win.
And it was an electric car, no. But that was incredible. We'll wait to get these guys in here. That was a turn of events that I never expected, because that 41, he had a stout of a workhorse for him, and as I said, anything can happen, and all it takes is that one little. Oops.
You got everyone as friends, right?
I believe so. I think so.
So the top three was Bergie, Perks, and Do the Do.
Wow, what a comeback.
Which, I don't know where Do the Do came from, but he finished in third, so I'm guessing he stayed out on that last run, too, as well.
That's good. So, alright. Let me see here. So we need... Who was it, Bub? Once more time? Sorry about that.
You need Bergie. So I'll let you get Bergie first.
I'm not sure if I have him, because I don't know if I have the Xfinity guys.
Jade can get him in here if he's...
Yeah, I'll get him in.
Okay. Alright, thank you, Jade.
Yeah.
There's Do to Do. So we'll let everyone get in here, because I do want to interview the winner first. So once he can get in here, we'll start on that. I'm also going to open up something so I can see where people join.
We're just missing one, right? Oh, two. Two.
It's loading. Give it a second.
No worries.
Yeah,
these guys are all Cup guys. I'm not sure if I have everybody for Cup side. As my friends.
Turn himself back off again.
Just need Bergie and just need Perks. But definitely here, that's going to extend, secure the Perks point lead, I'm sure. I think that's going to definitely put him in a better spot going in further in the season. This is going to lock Brandon Bergloff. He's going to be locked into the chase with that win today. Do the Do, what a hot seat driver right there. He's going to take some points away from these big guys, along with the 41 of Vibes, who was the dominant car all race. Penalty at the end took him out of the race.
And that's all it takes, Larson, is that pressure that those guys were putting on him. I mean, it may not seem like much, but I mean, you think in the back of your mind, especially when it gets to the later part of the race, and all it takes is that one oops. And that the outcome can happen just like that.
1 mile an hour over on pit road can ruin a full race of just being the dominant car. There we got secure the Perks.
Good to be back here.
So we're gonna.
I don't know if Perks gonna.
Okay. Well, we can just.
Well, we'll start with secure the Perks then. Perks. Coming off the Daytona 500 win, you followed up with a second place at Atlanta. You're definitely going to be holding on to that points lead, I believe. That last run there, how were you guys able to save? We thought up in the booth it was going to be a 3-stop run. We definitely saw a lot of 3-stop strategies. You and Brandon Bergloff were both able to make it on 2. How were you guys able to just save enough tires and fuel to make that last run last?
Well, teammates, obviously, we really have good awareness with each other, so we know what we have to do. So I saw him drop off, behind me. Even though he beat me out of the pits, he dropped off, started saving behind me, and I was saving in front of him. I was coasting it through the corners a little bit, trying to save as much as I could. And he saved enough, and whenever he saved enough, he got around me. And I don't know how, but he saved a lot more than me. I started sputtering down the back, so I was lucky enough to make it to get the second place, but I was about 3 laps short. I was able to save just enough though to make it. So we just knew what we needed to do, and we did what we had to. We saved.
Well, you did it because of you guys put enough and you guys you guys were putting quite a bit of pressure on the 41 there, and not really forcing it, but yet he knew you were there, and you guys definitely did the job because that little oops, on pit road or whatever, it could be because for whatever reason, and look what happened. You guys secured, you came off, you took the momentum from Daytona, you came off here second, and you did a great job. That was some great racing, awesome job in that finish.
Yeah, and definitely back with something else, Perks. You have a lot of momentum coming out of these first 4 races of Busch and Cup. You've done well in all of them. Going into next week with the Auto Club races, how do you see all this momentum? Do you think you'll be able to carry it over, be able to keep your points lead, keep maybe growing it out a little bit against the people that are in second and third in the points?
Yeah, speaking of that Bush thing, I don't know how. I mean, I don't have an idea on if I'll be racing Bush next weekend, but I'll keep that in mind. But as for Cup, yeah, I am hoping to keep the points lead. I know it's going to be hard to extend it. There's a lot of talent in this league, so I'm definitely going to try, though. I'm not going to give up, never going to give up. I'm going to keep pushing myself to do as best as I can, not over push. I don't want to make mistakes. But yeah, I'm hoping to carry this momentum over. So yeah, that's all I'm looking forward to now.
And that's good for you. I'll let one of these other guys ask a question if they got any for you.
All right.
I do have a question for Secure. So 4 races in, you won 2 of them. Great finishes in the other 2. Do you think you're going to stick around here for a while?
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm for sure about that. I like it here. I feel good here. Obviously I got the speed to compete, so I'm enjoying it. I will stick around.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, that's great. Yeah, that's definitely great to hear. I mean, it's great to have great individuals, racing and have the quality that is there. Because it's been shown not only just in the Xfinity series, over there, but here, and the drive that you have, and you've done a great job with everything, and I'm looking forward to watching you grow and continue in the league. So that's going to be exciting.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to race with you guys and interact with you guys as well. So, thank you.
And definitely from the booth, from my perspective, you've been showing a lot of promise, especially for the Cup Series. I think definitely somebody that some of these main championship contenders, they're going to be a little bit nervous after this race. But we will move on from one side of the podium to the other to do the The second week in a row, we have a hot seat driver finishing in the 3rd position. I'm going to assume that you were on the same saving strategy. So how is that working out for you in the last stage there?
I didn't really have a choice. I was, I ended up in the back again after getting a little shoved out the way and, just drove through. I didn't have a choice but to try to save, and then when I realized the leaders were gone and we already lapped half the field, I was running out of gas coming out of 2 on that last lap. I don't know how I finished 3rd. I messed with the car all night long, but these like I said yesterday, these hot slick tracks, they're my favorite. Kind of reminds me of dirt track racing. But other than that, I just raced my race, stayed patient, knew it wasn't over, knew those guys were all heading to pit, so the only strategy I had was to try to run it dry in that that first pit stop, and then run it dry. And that second pit stop, I ran it dry and was able to, get 3rd out of it.
Well, oh, sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
It's all good. That was definitely a crazy strategy. I know when I heard that you finished 3rd, I was surprised because for all we knew, we thought somebody that did pit was going to be trying to run the front 2 down if they had a miscalculation, but it's definitely nice to see another Busch driver show up again. You and Vibes were definitely some of the better Busch drivers. Again, another one, Allensville. So the Busch drivers definitely showed up in this race, showing that these smaller people or the people in the lower series can come up and show what they got. So we'll move. So you can go now, Mike.
Oh no, definitely. You did a great job, buddy. I knew you would. You of course you race for me on the Xfinity side, and I knew you were going to do a great job, and you never cease to disappoint. And because of you, you got a little bit behind. You stayed focused, and you pushed forward, and this is what your outcome was that podium, third place finish, and you deserve it. So great job, buddy, and congratulations on that.
Yeah, man, thanks. Yeah, it's just determination, man. I like I said last night briefly to a couple of guys after we got off the air. Patience is key, and especially in every league. And I ain't going nowhere. This league's my home, and this is where I'm here to stay. But I'm gonna make the announcement on here. That was my one and done with Cup, man. Unless I can get a hot seat in Texas, I got a lot to learn. These boys are fast. My third place finish, I definitely wasn't the third fastest car, but at the end of the day, strategy prevails again, and I got third. But I think I'm gonna stay home in Xfinity, run a season there, get my feet wet, and win a championship for you, Mikey. That's my goal. And maybe next season I'll move up, but this season I think I'm just going to stay home and work out the little nicks, and maybe next year. But for all those owners out there, if you ever need a hot seat driver, hit me up. I'll always be glad to race. I don't want to make a commitment yet to Cup, and I just want to get better, and I still got a lot to learn, especially a lot of these tracks we go to.
Well, after tonight, buddy, and after last night, you're definitely gonna have, you definitely got some eyes looking to see what, where you go with the Xfinity and see what, to be, making that commitment to run that season, for that full season, you're gonna have a lot of people watching for you. Let me tell you.
Yeah, man, I just do what I do. Just huge shout out to you and all the guys that had faith in me and let me race tonight. And I'm always gonna be there for this league, and I hope to see it last long.
Awesome. Great job, buddy. We have one more person. Mr. Jade in the 53. How are you, buddy?
Happy
I thought you had it, man. I thought you were gonna get that monkey off your back, and I was like, oh, is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it?
No, it's Atlanta. Atlanta's a very hard track for me. It's always been that thorn in my side. I've won here before, but it's only been once. I tried going off sequence a little bit to try to gain some time on the front guys, and it came around and bit me in the end. Cause I could have saved, because I knew I had the setup to save the tires. I could have saved the fuel, and I didn't, and that's on me. But I'm happy to bring it home. 8th for you, and also for Rich Marr. But I'm not complaining. Not complaining one bit.
You can't, buddy, because you had a stout car. There's no doubt about it. You were right there mixing it up, and said it. All it takes is just a little bit of off sequence or something, a little oops or whatever, and it can change the whole dynamic. And because there was 5 of you guys that ran down the leader, during that whole race that when we were watching it, and I thought, yeah, this could be the day. And unfortunately, hey. Not a bad finish, buddy. You did a great job. The racing was awesome from everybody. I was very impressed because I haven't seen stuff like that in a while, and I'm very impressed with all the drivers and all the hard work that you guys have done.
That's 20 guys right there, and with the 7 or 6 of them that showed up tonight for the hot seat guys, to put on that performance with the Cup guys, to swing with them as hard as they did, This, like I said, this Cup group's been around for a long time. They've been racing together, and you integrate the new guys that are, like Deuce said, getting their feet wet in the Cup Series. And I know a few of them that I know that are going to stick around and be permanent fixtures in the Cup Series based on their performances tonight. I'm excited to move forward with this group. It's talent, and like Perk said, there's a lot of talent in this field. There's a lot. And I think a big thing of what's really going to show that talent is when we hit the Indy Roval and allow the full custom setups to come. I think that's really going to showcase. That's going to definitely
change. Yep.
It's going to showcase who can do what they need to do to get that car to do go, but I'm so proud of these cup guys. One caution, and it was just a little racing incident between Roger Jumper, Blitz, and Boz, I believe. But other than that, it was golden. It was golden. I want to thank Steve from Rogers Racing Engines for supporting the Cup Series like you do. Everything you do for us, Steve, it's amazing. I'm happy. I was very hesitant about after last week with Daytona. We did put on a good show there, but these guys really just re-entered it back into my mind of how clean and how professional and how fast this Cup Series is.
And all it took was just a few minor adjustments to make everybody feel a little more comfortable. Because we did, we obviously we did make a couple of little bit of adjustments for all of us for make things a little bit better. And now you see the benefits that you buy those adjustments that were made. And it was incredible racing. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was definitely some good racing. I do want to. Personally, from my side, I do want to shout out another Busch driver, the 41 of Vibes. Again, one little hiccup, but doesn't want to take away. That's somebody that I do, again, recommend to other Cup people, other Cup owners. You might look at him. I know it's just one race, but Atlanta's a tough track. If he can go out and dominate the way he did, that's definitely somebody that you want to watch out for who is going to be in Cup more after that performance.
Oh, I agree 100%. Yeah, he put on a great show, and he no matter what, no matter how much pressure was put on him, no matter what, he focused on his race. He stayed, calm, this and that, and it's it. And sometimes it does only takes that one little oops, and things can go south. But all for all, he did what he came out to do, and that was to race and to run a great race, and that is what he did. And so, yeah, definitely, he is definitely someone I am looking forward to watching his career develop more and more as going on in the Cup Series when when that point comes.
He's only 12.
Yeah,
wow.
He's beating up on all the old guys.
Yeah, he's beating
it's that young gun syndrome we talk about.
He's
a joy to watch. He's a joy to race against. There are a few things that he does need to clean up a little bit, but other than that, I think he's right at that point of being Cup ready. I think personally.
I'm just waiting until he can go back to school so he can't sit on this game and get more practice all day. So that's all I'm waiting for.
Now you ready? Now when the new game comes out, that's what I do understand that what's going to happen is that whole dynamic of what we have now will definitely change, and everybody will have to learn how to drive all over again. So that opens up doors for a lot of different things.
Exactly.
For everybody, it opens up to people that maybe not, be there.
I do have one more announcement before we cut the stream off, if that's okay.
Please, no, we're all right ahead, buddy.
So, the week after F1 ends, which is our World Championship Series, give me 1 second to make sure of the date before I say something wrong. So, it would be, it's the week that F1 does end because NASCAR ends the week before for the year. We are going to put on our Hall of Fame race. The way the Hall of Fame race is going to work, it is everybody is allowed to enter for this race. How it's going to go, if you're a series champion, you're automatically in. A previous All-Star race winner, automatically in. Then now, since we don't really have a whole lot of All-Star race winners and we don't really have a whole lot of series champions kind of floating around, another way to punch your ticket is to be a race winner from last season up until the end of this season. So then we'll put all of them in, and then if we get to 15 mark, we'll stop. We'll stop with the most recent race, and then there'll be 5 spots to allow for a Hall of Fame Open, which everybody is entitled to race if you want to battle out for the Hall of Fame race. Before that, we will be inducting 3 to 4 new members of the WRL Hall of Fame. Then afterwards, after the race, we will be doing the driver award ceremony for the year. And
Nice.
I will not release the awards quite yet. I'm going to wait another week or two until we really get NASCAR beaten down and back into its way, or back into flowing again. Then I will announce the drivers' awards, and there will be some that the drivers vote on, and there will be some that are based off statistics. And then there are some awards that are based on things that happened throughout the year. So
Nice.
it's kind of the way that we're going to showcase a few of the drivers, give them some spotlight before we close the league down for Christmas and New Year's. Then come the second week of January, we'll be back at it again with NASCAR, F1, and maybe more series to come.
Awesome.
And is this Hall of Fame race just going to be based off of Cup Series?
What do you mean by that?
Like, is it just like the qualifications? It has to be through the Cup, right?
Yeah, it'll be a Cup race. The plan is to put it on the new NASCAR game as our first race for the new NASCAR game.
Right, but like, you have to win in Cup. You can't be like an Xfinity winner.
No, you have to be a Cup winner. But Busch drivers or Xfinity, they are allowed to enter the Open. Before it.
And if
So
they
they
were
can
if they were to hot seed and win, does that get them locked in?
Yes, a hot seeding win does lock them in.
Ooh.
So that may be some incentives there.
Exactly.
Oh, there's a lot of incentives coming. There's a lot of things in for this league that there's a great future for this league and everybody in it. It takes time, but if it continues, from what I'm just my first impression, if it continues to move forward just like it is, like slow and steady, and everybody is a family and works together, you'll be surprised at what amazing things can really happen. So, but on that note, Jade, we're anything else, buddy, before we start locking this down? And
do we want
our race winner just joined the party, so
oh wow, he did, yeah. Wow.
Berg, make sure your voice is allowed to share, buddy, before we start interviewing you.
We'll come down the victory lane, got the Gatorade shower going.
He got tied up. He got kind of tied up in victory lane.
He had to get his burnouts in, I don't blame him.
I mean, there was no fuel left, so we had to push the car from the back stretch all the way to here. So it was
hey,
you
should have asked the two to push you home.
Yeah,
I'm sure they got you some fuel to do some burnouts.
We had to get our crew all the way back here, push me here, but yeah, it's great to be back here, really. And, everybody to thank with this 12 team. I gotta really thank my teammate for towing me along there for the latter part of the run. But yeah, everybody in Team Penske, they're working their head off. We won the first 2 races of the season. We're gonna keep winning all this season. Hopefully, we can keep the streak up, and yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
And I'll ask something real quick. Back to the last run there. How crucial was it to be behind Perks for a lot of that last run to be able to save all that? And how were you managing your tires to make sure you had enough of those as well?
Well, I mean, when you're saving gas, because I really save my tires when I save my gas as well, so that's how I was able to save my tires. And to be honest with you, when I saw a 2-car in my mirror and I didn't have like the 41 to go chase, I would just let the 2-car by, and yeah, and he knew that I pitted a lap later than him, so he knew I was probably better on fuel, so we wanted to get me home first, because everybody else had to make a pit stop, and if I lapped the whole field already, then if he ran out on the last lap, let's just say, then he would beat all those guys who finished a lap down. So, yeah, we were just trying to get one of our cars to finish, and hopefully the other one would come around the line eventually, but, both of us, I guess, made it under our own power, but, yeah, it was really crucial for him to be in front of me. I kind of
well, by working like that, like you guys did together, buddy, I'm telling you right now, that had to be one of the best moves of the race, was because of you guys focused on the fact of just, knowing that you guys might be kind of stuck. You guys kind
Working
of
as a
worked
team.
together, and you got it done. And look, and it became what it was, and you got another win, and he came in second, and that's how you get it done. That's how you become champions, and yep.
Yeah.
So congratulations, buddy. Definitely, you've that was awesome job on the race tonight. You worked hard. You stayed focused. You got separated a little bit. You worked together. Got closed back down, and you pulled off that win. And that's it's not easy to do, especially with from what I'm seeing with the drivers that are in this league. It's not such an easy task.
Well, I mean, it's easy when you got a bunch of guys from Team Penske, building the fastest race cars. Yeah, me and him, both of us had pretty good cars, but at the end, I felt like it was going to be coming down to fuel mileage because of the way that last caution timed. So it was just pure chance that I was able to go longer than everybody else. I think that's what won me this race. Instead of these guys short pitting and try and get better tires, I felt like it was going to be all the fuel, not the tires. So yeah.
Well, you didn't hesitate, buddy, because when you made that commitment to that beyond that certain point where no matter what, that at that point you got to make that commitment, and it's just what it is, and you managed to make it pay off for you. So that's definitely a great job.
Yep. Couldn't do it without my crew chief, Todd Gordon. What a guy.
Excellent. Guys, at this point, Jade, awesome job. Everybody here, all the top, congratulations on all the drivers here, the top three, or whoever's still here, great work. You guys did a great job. And on that note, we thank you, Steve, very much for joining us. We appreciate having you, even though you're quiet sometimes, but we love having you in the booth with us. On that note, thank you for everybody who's watching. I want to give a shout out to all of the sponsors. Steve Rogers, for first and foremost. Steve Rogers Racing Engines for being the sponsor of the series. Also, I want to give out a couple other, shout outs to some sponsors: Rich Forest, Morgan Vans Racing, all those guys that actually, that support me and know that this league is actually an upcoming thing that it can be. It's going to turn out to be a wonderful thing, and they're excited to have drivers in this league and be part of this. So on that note, good night, everybody. Thank you, Larson, for having me. For our first time, it wasn't too bad. Sorry if I kind of stepped on you a couple times. I'm still getting used to your the sentencing. But in other words, I enjoyed myself, and I hope you did. And thank you, everybody.
It was fun. We'll just provide a quick update for the rest of the week. We got tomorrow the F1 series. They're going to Baku, right?
Baku, Azerbaijan.
And then Sunday, I think, is Gran Turismo still going?
Gran Turismo is going, and we will crown our SF19 champion based off finishing position at Laguna Seca.
And that is Sunday, correct?
That is Sunday night.
Alright, and then next week on Tuesday and Wednesday, you will find us at Auto Club Speedway for both the Busch and the Roger Racing Engine series. So with that, I got nothing left. Do any of you guys have any closing words?
No, just one more thing, guys. Tune into the Xfinity series. Those guys they're upcoming drivers. It's now we're going to walk into the third race of the season, and now people are starting to get comfortable with each other and starting to drive around each other and get used to different driving styles. And the more and more you guys watch the improvement of all those drivers, because as time goes on, they're just going to get better and better and better. And then of course you got the outstanding drivers of the Cup Series, which that is the elite of this league. And tonight they've definitely proven that, just because you got a 20-something car field, and the driving respect and the cleanliness of the driving skills was incredible. So make sure, please, everybody, join in, subscribe, go to the YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like, and support this group, because they definitely deserve it.
All right, and then Jade, you got anything?
Like I said, these cup guys, they put on one heck of a performance tonight. I'm so proud. It brings a tear to my eye to see how clean and how competitive and how just strong this cup roster is. there's so much depth. Even when you go into different teams, yes, there's the big heavy hitters on each team, but then you got they got the little guys, that are making their footing, that are showing up. The guys who aren't always towards the front, they were in the front sometimes. They collected stage points, and it's a beautiful thing. Thank you again to all the sponsors, all the ones who support you, Mike, and then obviously Steve, who supports the league completely and directly. And Mike, the big deal between you and I was I would run the 53 for you, and promote Rich Farm the best that I can, and the only way that I know how to, and that's go to win races.
And something, buddy. And it's not always winning races is great, wonderful, but the biggest thing with all that is the respect and the dignity and the class that what you've earned by the hard work that you've done with these drivers through both series and actually all your other series, the F1, Grand Turismo, and what you've created here. You put a lot of hard work, and that's what is looked at. Wins are wins, But if you can't have anybody else to enjoy it with, what is a win?
I always say I could never win another race again as long as everybody else is happy. It's okay with me.
And that's what it's about. It's that we all love to win, but watching somebody else, such as Emily, from the Xfinity side, watching her grow over the time frame that she's been racing, that can be more satisfactory than any championship that you can ever win. To know that you've been able to be part of that.
Absolutely. Well, before we talk everybody else's ear off tonight...
Yeah, we're going to get out of here.
Larson, whenever you're ready, buddy, we'll cut the stream. From everybody here at the WRL, we thank you for watching the stream. Appreciate you all coming out, watching, supporting our drivers. Tune in next week for Busch Series and the Rogers Racing Engine Cup Series at sunny California, where it will be an auto club.